Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Evansville Otters Baseball here on 96.9 WYR on the Otters Digital Network. I'm Riley Angel here with you from Thomas More Stadium in Florence, Kentucky, just outside of Cincinnati, as your Evansville Otters look to take on another divisional foe in the Florence Y'alls. You're listening to the Papa John's pregame show. Papa John's is the official sponsor of the Otters pregame and postgame shows, available every game night, 20 minutes before and 10 minutes after every Evansville Otters broadcast here on 96.9 WIR, the Otters Digital Network, and on Home Team Network. First, let's recap what went down last night against Lake Erie and Boston Field. It was another rough one for Evansville, dropping that one 4-0 and falling to 24-45 on the campaign. Braden Scott, a phenomenal start as we come to expect from him, going 7 strong innings of one-run baseball, striking out 10 on only 4 hits. Did walk 5, but 3 of which were in the first inning. Overall, a very good pitching performance from him. The offense just couldn't get anything going against Jack Eisenbarker, who matched him pitch for pitch, who also went 7 innings, but that of scoreless baseball. 8 strikeouts for him. Brandon Sittinger, former Evansville Otter, coming in to close that one out. He finished with 2 strikeouts in 2 innings of work. Tonight, Evansville faces Florence for the last time here in Florence. At the end of the month, Florence is coming to Evansville to finish off their season series. Boy, are we happy the month of July is over. In July, Evansville really struggled, going 3-21 overall, 0-9 at home, 3-12 on the road. It was a really rough month for this ball club, so you just hope that they can turn the page with the month, as it is August 1st. We are just about set for baseball. Let's take a look at both starting lineups here tonight, starting with the home Florence Y'alls. Leading off, Tyler Schoenfeld. He is playing in center field here tonight. Left fielder Brendan Bobo bats second. Right fielder TJ Reeves bats third. Anthony Brocato, the designated hitter, cleans it up. Hank Zeisler, the first baseman, bats fifth. Batting sixth, Michael Ballard. He is the second baseman. Michael Quinones, the catcher, bats seventh. Dylan Baker follows him in the 8 hole at shortstop. And rounding it out, Hector Nieves, the third baseman. They send right-handed pitcher Sean Gamelin to the mound. We'll talk more about him here in just a moment. The Otters going with a bit of a new lineup, and a face that we haven't seen in quite a while returns to the lineup. Dennis Pierce leads it off. He's playing over at third. Ellis Schwartz in the left field bats second. LJ Jones, the designated hitter, is batting third. Cleaning it up, the first baseman Logan Brown, followed by JT Benson, who's in right field. Graham Brown, the center fielder, he bats sixth. JJ Cruz in the seventh spot, batting. He is at second base. Cohen Wilbanks getting to play for the first time since being assigned as the emergency catcher all the way back in the beginning of June. He is catching tonight and batting eighth. Crix Tavares, the shortstop, made a couple of really fine defensive plays last night. He rounds it out in the 9 hole in that shortstop position. Parker Brahms on the mound for this Evansville Otters team. Taking a look at either one of these starting pitchers, starting with Sean Gamelin. He's had an up and down year, fastball, curveball, changeup for him, a 6.65 ERA. He has, again, struggled. The last time he faced Evansville at the end of June here in Florence, he went 2 1/3, allowing 7 runs on 9 hits in just those 2 1/3 innings. That was en route to an 11-10 Evansville Otters extra inning thriller win here at Thomas More Stadium. Since then, he has leveled out his last time out, going 4 1/3 at Washington, only allowing 2 runs on 8 hits, only struck out 2, but got that ERA to drop down a little bit. That was also in a Florence loss, 4-3. Overall this year in 69 innings pitched, he has struck out 64. He has allowed 10 homers, so maybe Evansville will be able to put some balls in the air against him and find some life offensively, in which they've really struggled to do so the past couple of nights. The Otters do send Parker Brahms to the bump. We'll see how he does. He has also had an up and down year. Brahms currently sitting at a 732 earned run average. Last time out against Ottawa, got a loss, 6 2/3 innings, giving up 7 runs in those 6 2/3, but gave this team some length in a 7-4 loss. His last win, all the way back against Gateway on June 24th, going 6 innings of 2-run baseball in a 12-8 Evansville win. Hopefully, we are able to do a little better here tonight for him and get Parker Brahms a win, but we shall see. Again, this Evansville team really just looking for a spark offensively. It has been such a bad last couple of days that you hope they can just turn the page and look forward to some new baseball, new month. At this point, you have a month left in the year. Might as well put it all out there. When we come back, we'll have baseball as first. It's the national anthem. Thank you for listening to the Papa John's pregame show. You're listening on 96.9 WIR on the Otters Digital Network.
Ballet Indiana is made up of local ballet professionals, dedicated parents, and community members in order to provide unique and life enriching experiences for hundreds of young dancers, while carrying out their mission to inspire a lifelong appreciation for dance for both our dancers and the Evansville community. More information on Ballet Indiana and information about their upcoming performances is available at balletindiana.org. Right now in Vanderburgh County, over 800 children are in the child welfare system waiting for someone to be their voice, and you could be that voice by becoming a court-appointed special advocate, a CASA volunteer. Donating just a few hours a month of your time can change a child's life forever. Vanderburgh County CASA invites you to join them. Stand up, speak out, be for the child, be a CASA. For more information, visit vandcasa.com. That's VANDCASA.com. Smile on Down Syndrome is celebrating 25 years of serving smiles to the Tri-States Down Syndrome community. Not only do we offer programming and support services, we sponsor annual events that give people with Down syndrome opportunities to be stars of the show at our World Down Syndrome Day Ice Cream Social and Talent Show, Christmas dinner, and our Smile Mile, which is a day celebrating our Down syndrome community, their families that involve the entire tri-state community, and the highlight of the year when individuals with Down syndrome really shine like a star among smiling supporters. Learn more and find your way to get involved and show your support at smileondownsyndrome.org.
Back here inside Thomas More Stadium, thank you so much for joining me here this evening. Let's talk a lot about a couple of roster transactions that transpired before today's action. So Mason White was released last night. Jackson Maloof placed on the 7-day injured list. But Adrian Mantova was activated from the 14-day IL, and Cone Wilbanks activated from being the emergency catcher. Justin Felix still dealing with a bit of soreness from last night when he got hit on the backswing of Scout Knotts. If you were here with us, you remember that. So he is not. That is why he is not in the lineup today. Still here with the team, but we will see if he is able to go tomorrow or throughout the rest of this weekend. But here tonight, just getting a rest day, and Cohen Wilbanks getting the start behind the dish. Sean Gamelin on the mound here for Florence. We'll see how he does. The right-hander has struggled, but we'll see how he does facing this Evansville lineup, which has also done so the past couple of days. At this point, 21 consecutive innings in which the Otters have been held scoreless. They've lost 5 in a row, sitting fourth place here in the Central Division. But Florence, a team that has also struggled, losing 3 in a row, 3 in their last. They are only 3-7 up in their last 10. So both these teams looking for a spark. Evansville hopefully able to get one here tonight. Here comes Dennis Pierce to lead us off in Florence, Kentucky. A beautiful evening for baseball. Nice, comfortable here in August as the day's first pitch. In there for a strike, 0-1. Today's game time temperature 77 degrees with a slight wind out to right. The 0-1 swung on and missed, 0-2. Blue skies overhead, not a cloud in sight. 325 down the lines here at Thomas More Stadium. 400 dead center field. The 0-2 pitch. Swung on, fouled off to the right side, turns into a souvenir. Nothing in two still. Big video board out in left center. A smaller one over on right center field. Gamelin fires. Swung on, line drive, base hit right back up the gullet. So Dennis Pierce begins his day with a hit. Hopefully the Otters can ride that to a good first inning. Boy, it feels like it's been a while since this Otters team has gotten off to a good start offensively. Dennis Pierce last night was hit by a pitch to lead off. The bottom half of the first got on, but then 3 straight outs after that. Here's Ellis Schwartz, left-handed hitter, playing in left field. When he's gotten opportunities, he's been good. The pitch, swung on, fouled right back into the screen, 0-1. Gamelin does like to work quickly, straight out of the stretch. The middle infielders double play depth. The third baseman playing slightly in and playing Ellis to pull, so is the middle infield. Outfield straight up. Schwartz chokes up on the bat just a tad in the box as the 0-1 pitch. Swung on, sliced foul the opposite way down the left field line, 0-2. So Gamelin attacking the zone early. Again, fastball, curveball change is the 3-pitch mix he works with. Pierce small lead at first, hasn't attempted a stolen base this year. The 0-2. High, 1-2. Good crowd on hand for Friday night baseball here in Florence. Always great to spend a Friday evening at the ballpark, no matter where you're at, what level. Pickoff move not in time. Or even listening or watching baseball, always a great way to spend your time, at least in my opinion. And for goodness sake, I'm here right now. The 1-2. Swung on, grounder to second. Fielding it is Ballard. Spin throw to first is gonna be in time by half a step. Boy, what a play by Michael Ballard there, ranging all the way into shallow right field down the line and making a phenomenal spin throw to get the really speedy Ellis Schwartz there. Dennis Pierce does advance to second, bringing up L.J. Jones. Jones, the designated hitter here tonight. 2 hits yesterday in the loss to Lake Erie. The pitch to Jones. Swung on, high fly ball, left center field, fairly shallow. In on it, Shaney felt the center fielder, makes the catch, 2 gone. Brings up Logan Brown in the cleanup spot today. First one into the left-hander and Brown. Swung on, high chopper back up the middle. Ballard on a high hop. Throw to first, gonna be in time. So a leadoff single, but the Otters can't do anything with it. They can't score. They leave one runner on. We're halfway through one here on 96.9 WYR on the Otters Digital Network.
Smile on Down Syndrome is planning a Rockin' Extra Smile Mile celebrating 24 years of walks to support individuals rocking that extra 21st chromosome on Saturday, October 4th at the Vanderburgh County 4-H Fairgrounds. This event will rock your socks off with a vendor mall, food trucks, face painting, special guest appearances, a Rockin' Extra talent show, and more. To learn more about how to rock at the walk or how to become an event sponsor or even to make a donation, visit smileondownsyndrome.org or text 812-449-6049 for more information. This sponsored event is open to the entire tri-state community. Ballet Indiana is made up of local ballet professionals, dedicated parents, and community members in order to provide unique and life enriching experiences for hundreds of young dancers, while carrying out their mission to inspire a lifelong appreciation for dance for both our dancers and the Evansville community. More information on Ballet Indiana and information about their upcoming performances is available at balletindiana.org.
Parker Brahms on the mound here for the Evansville Otters. We'll see how he does here today against the Yawls. Parker Brahms this season has struggled at times. A total season ERA 7.32. Last time out, it got into the seventh, went 6 2/3, but did give up 7 runs against a red hot Ottawa Titans team. That was on 9 hits. Only struck out 2, walking 3. We'll see if he's a little sharper here tonight. Again, going 6 2/3, giving this team length, and that's really all you can ask for out of your starter. And see if he's able to do that here against the Yawls. Tyler Shaneyfelt to lead it off. The pitch in there for a strike, going 1 at 87 miles per hour. Shaneyfelt, the prototypical leadoff hitter, a 306 average, has yet to hit a homer this year, 19 RBI. The pitch up and in, 1-1. Has drawn 33 walks. A smaller left-handed hitter. Next one from the righty in Brahms. That one called a strike down in a away spot. 1-2. Shaneyfelt stands just 5 feet 7 inches tall, but again, when you have a 306 average and you're able to draw as many walks as he does, that doesn't necessarily matter. Here's the 1-2. Inside, that's going to be ball 2. Wilbanks thought it was strike 3, began the motion to throw around, but couldn't quite get it on the up and in fastball. So the count evened up. Brahms works out of the windup, hands outstretched at the chest area. The pitch inside, 3-2. This Yawls team coming off a rough series in Windy City where they were swept by the Thunderbolts last night in the final of 1-0. So both these teams coming off of shutouts. The payoff. Called strike 3 inner half. Parker Brahms gets his day started off right with a German American Bank strikeout. Tyler Shaneyfelt down looking, 1 gone here in the bottom of the first. Here's Brendan Bobo, another left-handed hitter. The pitch. Swung on, bounded foul down the first base side. It's 0-1. Bobo, 11 homers in the year, 45 ribbies, 21 walks. OPS at 902. The pitch. Swung on and missed. Pulled him way out in front of the breaking ball was Bobo. No balls, 2 strikes. One away, bottom 1, no score. Here it is, up and away, 1-2. Just getting underway here in Florence. Again, though, this numbers wise, when you look at the standings, it's a series where 2 teams that, as the next one in, high, 2-2. 2 teams that have struggled this season. If you're Evansville, are hoping that you can gain a couple of games on this Y'all's team and make a push to have a fun end of the year. As the 2-2 swung on and popped him up. Should be playable on the infield. Under it, the second baseman Cruz makes the grab. 2 gone. So quickly 2 away here for Parker Brahms as he goes 2 up, 2 down. If you are here instead of the home team network, we do apologize for the technical difficulties. They are working as diligently as they can. Nothing in one as the next pitch in for a strike. Home team network, that is, working as diligently as they can to try and get the audio issues resolved. The 0-1 missing just barely inside 1-1. So hopefully those problems will be fixed. But if you have swapped over here to the Otters Digital Network at 96.9 WIR, thank you so much for listening to Otters Baseball. Here's the 1-1. Swung on and missed way out in front of the slider. 1-2, and that's two really good breaking balls from Parker Brahms here in this inning alone. That is quite the good sign for Andy McCauley and Max Peterson. The pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike three. Parker Brahms with two German American Bank strikeouts here in this first frame. We go to the second, no score here on 96.9 WIR on the Otters Digital Network.
Ballet Indiana is made up of local ballet professionals, dedicated parents, and community members in order to provide unique and life enriching experiences for hundreds of young dancers, while carrying out their mission to inspire a lifelong appreciation for dance for both our dancers and the Evansville community. More information on Ballet Indiana and information about their upcoming performances is available at balletindiana.org. Maintaining our independence becomes more and more vital as we age. Swerka and more can help you navigate this important journey by answering your questions and connecting you to free and unbiased community resources and support services. If you are seeking advice for yourself or a loved one, let Swerka be your first call. More information available at swerka.org or by calling 812-464-7800. Join Smile on Down Syndrome for a rockin' extra experience at their 24th annual Smile Mile Walk on Saturday, October 4th from 9 to noon at the Vanderburgh County 4-H Fairgrounds. Register to walk or donate by visiting smileondownsyndrome.org and come ready to rock it out for an extra spectacular time. All ages and abilities welcome.
Top half of the second, JT Benson makes his way to the dish. No score. Here is Evansville and Florence doing battle. Third time these two have met in a series of this season series. The Yalls have played host to two of the three series these two have played, and then Evansville will in and out at Bosse Field later on here in this month of August. Boy, it feels like time has flown this year. The first pitch to Benson in for a strike, 0-1 at 92 miles per hour. But that's how it is every baseball season, it seems. Like it's just flying by. Next one is swung on and missed, nothing in two. Just hope that team plays well to end it off. The pitch swung on hardliner into left, and it's going to drop down in front of the left fielder in Bobo for another leadoff single. JT Benson gets the Otters going for the second inning in a row with a leadoff knock. So it'll be Graham Brown now to bat with a runner on base. Benson has stolen quite a bit this year, and with the way this offense has struggled, wouldn't be surprised to see him take off. Brown squares around, bunts one foul, 0-1. Boy, Gamelin, one of these guys that as soon as he has the pearl in his hand, he is going with it. Right-handed pitcher standing on the third base side of the rubber. Sets hands belt high. The 0-1 is taken upstairs, 1-1. Infield straight up, huge hole on the right side of the infield. The 1-1. Swung on and missed, 1-2. As the second baseman Ballard is playing slightly up the middle and with Zeisler holding the runner at first. If you poke one the opposite way, it probably gets through. The 1-2 from Gamelin. Down and away on the breaker. Try to get a chase, 2-2. No, August in the Midwest, it can be so weird sometimes. It just came off a record-breaking heat wave in most of the country. It's a 2-2. Swung on, fouled off. Stays 2-2. And now it's breezy, 79 degrees. Now under that at 77, our game time temperature. It just feels amazing outside. Worrying about the heat last week here, that's for sure. Here's the 2-2. Swung on, fouled again. Graham Brown having himself a good at bat. And I will take this weather every single day of the week, 24/7 if I could. But sadly, that is not how the climate in the Midwest is, especially in Southwest Indiana and Northwestern Kentucky. The 2-2. Swung on and missed, strike three. And never mind, that's going to be catcher's interference called right there. So Graham Brown going to take first base. Here comes Chad Rose to talk to Takahito Matsuda. So now runners on first and second for Evansville after a catcher's interference call. Believe it or not, that is the fourth time this year that catcher's interference has been called, if that is what it is. It seemed like it was with the motion that Matsuda made. He's giving an explanation to Chad Rhodes currently just up the third baseline in foul territory. Quinones, the catcher, popped up to protest briefly. Rhodes heading back to his dugout. Runners on first and second now in Evansville with a couple of ducks on the pond here in the second frame, looking to get a good offensive night started. Again, if that was catcher's interference, again, what it looked like the motion was. Fourth time this year that catcher's interference has been called while Graham Brown is at the plate. Here's J.J. Cruz. The pitch. Swung on, hit in the air left field, drifting well foul and into the concourse area. J.J. Cruz, 8 homers on the year, has some pop. 3 of those homers coming on the 4th of July against Schaumburg. I mean, he definitely provided those fireworks. The pitch, fouled off again. It's 0-2. Cruz, left-handed hitter, awaits the 0-2 from Gamelin out of the stretch. Here it comes. Swung on, grounded hard through the first base coaching box, foul down the first base side. Cruz, the 0-2. Just missing high. It's 1-2. On first is Graham Brown. On second, JT Benson. Infield straight up. The next pitch in. Swung on, grounded hard, past the diving glove of the first baseman Zeisler. Here comes Benson rounding home, trying to score the throw offline up the first base side. 1-0 Evansville on an RBI single from J.J. Cruz. Evansville finally breaking the seal on the offensive side. 35th RBI for J.J. Cruz, and now Otters lead for the first time in what feels like quite a while. Brings up Cohen Wilbanks. This is his first at-bat since June. See how he does. Still nobody out. Top of the second. 1-0 Evansville, 2 on. A good start for him. Gamelin, deep breath, looks towards second, out of the stretch. The first one into the backstop. Scoring around is Will Banks, pops it up foul. Next one in. Squares around, places it down up the first base side. Fielding it is the first baseman Zeisler. The throw over to first is going to be in time. So a successful sacrifice bunt for Wilbanks. Now it's Crix Taveras. Taveras is still yet to get that first hit in an Otters uniform. 0 for his first 8 since signing with the club. Works with 2 runners in scoring position. Pitch. Swung on and missed. He was out in front of the fastball that time. It's a good sign, though, as it seemed like all week against Lake Erie, he was behind all the fastballs that were thrown to him. Cruz stands on second, Brown on third. The 0-1 from the righty. Swung on, jammed foul. Back to the screen, 0-2. But Taveras has shown that he can play a very shifty shortstop. Couple of great plays late in the game last night in the top of the ninth. Gamelin agrees with Quinones and sets hands just above the belt. The 0-2. High, 1-2. So Takahito Matsuda behind the plate calling the balls and strikes. Brennan Boucher over at third, and Dalton Phillips is at first. The pitch. Checked his swing. He fully went around, says Matsuda, and that's going to be the first strikeout for Gamelin. Brings up Dennis Pierce now with 2 away. Pierce, 1-for-1. Fouls off the first pitch he sees. Right-hander works with 2 runners in scoring position. He's a big home run hitter. At least he has been this year. Leads the team with 10. The pitch. High, 1-1. A ball, a strike, 2 outs. 1-0 Otters. 2 more runners stand in scoring position. Here it is. Check swing, fouled off first base side into the netting. 1-2. Pierce, man, he has just changed the complexion of this lineup ever since he has been signed. A great hitter. Has been since the day he's put on the Otters blue. The pitch, up and away, 2-2. Patient approach as well. Home run hitter, but waits for his pitches. Has drawn 12 walks in 37 games. 2-2 into Pierce. Swung on, fouled right back again. Count stays. But man, it's just great to see Evansville with a lead to begin a game, get one early. Game one. Pierce into Quinones. Count even at 2 apiece. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here it is. Swung on, hit in the air to right. Slicing foul. Over to it, the right fielder Reeves in foul territory. Can't make the play as it falls out of play. So the count stays and deuces are still wild. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 2 runners on here in the second inning. The Otters, including today, with just 26 games left here in the regular season. Crazy to think about. Gamelin with the next one. Down and away, ball gets away. Here comes the runner at third, and Brown, he's going to score standing, and it's 2-0 Evansville. After a missed play by Quinones behind the plate, we'll see how it's officially scored. Looks like it's going to go down as a pass ball. So just like that, Evansville doubles their lead, 2-0. Here in the top of the second, also advancing was Cruz to third. Now Pierce a chance to make it a 3-0 game. The payoff. High ball 4. So Dennis Pierce reaches in his first 2 plate appearances, a single and then a walk. And there's quickly going to be a meeting on the mound as the entire infield comes in. Chad Rhodes out as well to talk. Not Chad Rhodes, excuse me. As Kent Kleiman now comes off the mound, the pitching coach for the Yawls. The Otters with 2 already in here in the second inning, 2-0. Evansville, top of the second. Runners at the corners. And Ellis Schwartz, now the batter, was out on a ball that I thought was for sure going to get through the 4.5 hole, but a great play by Ballard over at second prevented a hit as the pitch is down and in. 1-0. See if he can't sneak one through here, collect himself an RBI. He only has 8 of those on the year, but does have 3 triples. The 1-0. Swung on, slicing line drive into left center. Charging in, Schoenfeld dives, makes a catch. Oh my goodness. Tyler Schoenfeld showing off the athleticism in left center field, stealing Ellis Schwartz. An RBI hit. But Evansville does take a lead. 2 runs here in the second as we go to the bottom half here on 96.9 WYR on the Otters Digital Network.
Smile on Down Syndrome is celebrating 25 years of serving smiles to the Tri-States Down Syndrome community. Not only do we offer programming and support services, we sponsor annual events that give people with Down syndrome opportunities to be stars of the show at our World Down Syndrome Day Ice Cream Social and Talent Show, Christmas dinner, and our Smile Mile, which is a day celebrating our Down syndrome community, their families that involve the entire tri-state community, and the highlight of the year when individuals with Down syndrome really shine like a star among smiling supporters. Learn more and find your way to get involved and show your support at smileondownsyndrome.org. Maintaining our independence becomes more and more vital as we age. Swerka and more can help you navigate this important journey by answering your questions and connecting you to free and unbiased community resources and support services. If you are seeking advice for yourself or a loved one, let Swerka be your first call. More information available at swerka.org or by calling 812 464 7800. Join Smile on Down Syndrome for a rockin' extra experience at their 24th annual Smile Mile Walk on Saturday, October 4th from 9 to noon at the Vanderburgh County 4-H Fairgrounds. Register to walk or donate by visiting smileondownsyndrome.org and come ready to rock it out for an extra spectacular time. All ages and abilities welcome.
Bottom half of the second, 2-0 Evansville. Thank you so much for joining us here on this Friday night. It'll be Anthony Brocato here in the second. The pitch is in there for a strike. 0-1. Brocato takes ball one on the outside, 1-1. Man, he's had a great year. 1,200 his OPS, 14 homers, 41 RBI. One. Swung on, fouled right back, 1-2. Also a 330 average, so he has been quite the slugger for Florence this year. Brahms worked a very good bottom half of the first inning. A strikeout, a pop out, and another strikeout. Here's a 1-2. Swung on, popped him up first base side. Foul territory. Over to it, Logan Brown. Nearing the warning track, can't make the basket catch as it bounces out of reach. Back up to him. All right, man, that's a tough one. So 1-2, the count stays. Brocato, right-handed hitter. Brahms sets out of the windup. Here it is. Swung on and missed, strike three. Third, a German-American bank strikeout for Parker Brahms, and just an inning and a third, and he's looked sharp here so far through just an inning and a third. Again, still early, but it is good. And he is looking sharp. He now faces Hank Zeisler, who is having a similarly great year to Brocato. The pitch is inside 1-0. Zeisler, 18 homers, 64 RBI. The pitch down low, 2 balls and no strikes. Two nothing Evansville, bottom of the second. 2-0, the count one away. The pitch. That one drops in. 2-1. Zeisler, boy, listen to this stat line, huh? 18 homers, 64 RBI. He has walked 50 times this season. The pitch. In there, 2-2. And he has been probably the premier, other than Anthony Calarco, premier first baseman in this league, and even Calarco primarily is a designated hitter. And he's just putting together a special offensive season. Again, just over 20 games to go for pretty much every Frontier League team at this point. 2-2 in. Swung on, grounded down the first baseline, well foul. Long shadows beginning to grow on the field. Shadow of the grandstand just reaching to the low part of the mound now. The 2-2 outside, 3-2. Other than that, though, Full field and some sunshine. Brahms sets. A payoff pitch incoming. Swung on, blasted down the right field line. Well fouled, but certainly had the distance. That's the kind of pop Zeisler has. Again, just 325 down the lines here in Florence. Infield straight up, same with the outfield. The 3-2 now. Swung on, fouled right back to the backstop. So a great battle here forming between Brahms and Zeisler. This is, something Brahms has struggled with in the past is putting hitters away once they're in two strike counts. He hasn't had a ton of high strikeout games. The payoff. Swung on, fouled right back. Overhead foul ball brought to you by Ed's Construction. Choose the best and never regret it. Lake Erie and Washington also playing tonight, so that's a huge key matchup here in the Central Division between those two. Talked about it last night on the air. The payoff again, fouled off again. Do it again. As with the way Lake Erie's been playing, again, the hottest team in the Frontier League, 9-1 in their last 10. Won their 40th game last night. They're now 40-27. 3 games up of Washington. Washington could flip things around as they've been playing good baseball too, 7-3 in their last 10. Or Lake Erie could take a commanding lead. The payoff in the dirt, ball 4. So Hank Zeisler reaches after a tremendous at bat or plate appearance. Now brings up Michael Ballard. Zeisler over at first. Has 9 stolen bases. Has only been caught once. Not a guy who steals a whole bunch, but he has in the past. Still early as a pickoff move is not nearly in time. Just the bottom of the second. Again, Evansville, the 2-run lead, 2-0 to score. Here's the pitch to Michael Ballard. That one is in the dirt. 1-0. Ballard has 4 homers, 17 RBI, 274 batting average in 26 games played. Very good second base defender. The 1-0. Called a strike on the outer half of the strike zone. It's 1-1 now. Wind starting to pick up a little bit here in Thomas More Stadium. Next one in from Brahms. Runner takes off, swung on and a high fly ball into very shallow center. Racing in on it is Brown, but it's going to be the shortstop Tavares in shallow center who makes the catch. 2 gone now. Runner retreating back to first was Zeisler as he had to. It's Michael Quinones. Quinones, 324 average. Played 30 games this year. The pitch, fouled off into the first base dugout. Solid catcher is Quinones. Where's a very specific number, not one you see very often, number 71. What Quinones wears, and not one you see often at all in any sport, maybe football, if you're a lineman. The pitch, outside, 1-0. But it's certainly odd to see it in baseball. One of the higher numbers I've seen a baseball player wear, other than 99 or 90, probably. The 1-0 fouled off, 1-1. But very odd. Here's someone running something in the 70s. One ball, two strikes, two outs. The pitch, swung on, fouled back. Bottom of the second, 2-0 Evansville. Runner on first. Quinones, the batter. There it is. High. Runner goes. Throw down from Will Banks is going to hit the runner and ricochet into center. Seisler can't pop up quick enough to try and swipe third. So a stolen base for Zeisler. Again, this is the first start behind the dish that Wilbanks has had since the beginning of June when he was put on as the emergency catcher when Logan Brown returned to the team. So maybe a little bit of rust playing into that throw. 2-2 pitch. Swung on, sliced foul. Brahm's not a guy that's going to throw you away with the fastball. Sits in the high 80s, 87, 88. Sometimes can touch 89, but it's not insanely often that you see that number on the radar gun after one of his throws. 2-2. Swung on, sliced into left field. Back on it, Schwartz makes the catch for out number 3. So that ends the second inning. Evansville still in front, 2-0 after 2. You're listening on 96.9 WIR on the Otters Digital Network.
Smile on Down Syndrome is planning a Rockin' Extra Smile Mile celebrating 24 years of walks to support individuals rocking that extra 21st chromosome on Saturday, October 4th at the Vanderburgh County 4-H Fairgrounds. This event will rock your socks off with a vendor mall, food trucks, face painting, special guest appearances, a Rockin' Extra talent show, and more. To learn more about how to rock at the walk or how to become an event sponsor or even to make a donation, visit smileondownsyndrome.org or text 812-449-6049 for more information. This sponsored event is open to the entire tri-state community. Ballet Indiana is made up of local ballet professionals, dedicated parents, and community members in order to provide unique and life-enriching experiences for hundreds of young dancers, while carrying out their mission to inspire a lifelong appreciation for dance for both our dancers and the Evansville community. More information on Ballet Indiana and information about their upcoming performances is available at balletindiana.org. Right now in Vanderburgh County, over 800 children are in the child welfare system waiting for someone to be their voice, and you could be that voice by becoming a court-appointed special advocate, a CASA volunteer. Donating just a few hours a month of your time can change a child's life forever. Vanderburgh County CASA invites you to join them. Stand up, speak out, be for the child, be a CASA. For more information, visit vandcasa.com. That's VANDCASA.com.
Top of the third, it'll be L.J. Jones, Logan Brown, J.T. Benson, the 3-2 up. L.J. Jones batting third, designated hitter, 0 for 1 today. Jones, such an energetic, fun-loving guy. It's a great time to be around him. It's the first pitch he sees up and away, 1-0. Got to talk to him today a little bit before heading to the ballpark. It's feeling good. Swing feels good. The pitch swung on line, driving to left center. Sinking quickly. Bobo can't make the play. That's going to be another leadoff hit for this Evansville team. That's now 3 innings in a row to start this game with a leadoff single. It's good to see Jones get rewarded on a hit like that. That was a little softer after we saw him line out 107 a couple of nights ago, 106 ground out last night. The pitch to Brown, squares around, pops up a bunt, foul territory, gets down. So it's just going to be 0-1 instead of an out. Brown grounded out to the second baseman his first time. Logan did not Get the start last night. A rest day for him as Justin Felix was the catcher. Left-handed hitter. The pitch to him. Squares around again, but pulls back and takes ball one upstairs. Pretty much a full ballpark here in Florence tonight. Everyone having fun on the concourse, the lawn area. The 1-1. Swung on, line drive, base hit down the right field line. Cutting it off quickly is Reeves. Jones is going to try and hustle into third. Reeves' throw is going to be cut off by Ballard. Runners at the corners now with nobody out after back-to-back hits for this Evansville team. Again, game one, last time out against this Otters team, went just 2 1/3, where he gave up 7 earned runs. And we're in that third inning right now. Runners at the corners for JT Benson, who singled and came around to score his first time. The pitch. Up and in, 1-0. Always gotta love the lawn areas, minor league parks. One of my favorite characteristics of minor league parks. The pitch swung on, major league pop-up, shallow left. Back on it, the shortstop Baker, but it's Bobo who makes the catch for the first out. Just gives the ballpark so much character, the lawn areas. I mean, it's one of the fun main marketing points of spring training baseball. A lot of those facilities have full lawn areas in the outfield, at least in right and left, as you have to have the batter's eye and center. In minor league parks, Schaumburg, you have one down both sides. Here at Florence, you have one down the right field line as the first pitch to Graham Brown is chopped towards third, snagged by Nieves. They're going to cut down the runner, and L.J. Jones trying to score at home on a high one hop. So L.J. Jones was going on contact, got hung out to dry going home, and it's going to be a fielder's choice as Graham Brown reaches. Runners now on just first and second, and 2 away as this situation gets a little easier for Gamelin. Smart play there by Nieves. The ball was hit softly enough to where he wasn't going to have a chance at a double play, but certainly did have the chance to cut down the runner in Jones, trying to score the third run of the game. Here's J.J. Cruz and the pitch. Swung on, fouled right back. It's 0-1. Cruz, left-handed batter. RBI single his first time. The pitch. High. 1-1. Cruz, I don't want to say a streaky hitter, but he has those games where he looks like a world beater. That's for sure. As the 1-1. Swung on, fouled back again. It's 1-2. Free swinger as well, so he's not a guy that draws many walks. Only has 8 on the season. Has 8 doubles as well, just to put that into perspective. The 1-2. Swung on, high fly ball into right, pretty well struck. Back on it, Reeves, nearing the line, nearing the track. It is caught by TJ Reeves up in the corner against the wall. JJ Cruz gave it a ride and gave these Florence fans a mini heart attack, but it's still 2-0 as we go to the bottom of the third here on 96.9 WYIR on the Otters Digital Network.
Maintaining our independence becomes more and more vital as we age. Swerka and More can help you navigate this important journey by answering your questions and connecting you to free and unbiased community resources and support services. If you are seeking advice for yourself or a loved one, let Swerka be your first call. More information available at swerka.org or by calling 812-464-7800. Ballet Indiana is made up of local ballet professionals, dedicated parents, and community members in order to provide unique and life enriching experiences for hundreds of young dancers, while carrying out their mission to inspire a lifelong appreciation for dance for both our dancers and the Evansville community. More information on Ballet Indiana and information about their upcoming performances is available at balletindiana.org. Right now in Vanderburgh County, over 800 children are in the child welfare system waiting for someone to be their voice, and you could be that voice by becoming a court appointed special advocate, a CASA volunteer. Donating just a few hours a month of your time can change a child's life forever. Vanderburgh County CASA invites you to join them. Stand up, speak out, be for the child, be a CASA. For more information, visit vandcasa.com. That's VAND
Bottom of the third coming up, 2-0 Evansville. J.J. Cruz gave one a ride down the right field line in the top half of this third inning, but just didn't get enough. So it'll be Parker Brahms back out again here in the third. Worked a very good first two innings and now faces Dylan Baker, Hector Nieves, and Tyler Schoenefeld. So 8, 9, and 1 due up for this Florence Y'all's team. The pitch is in there for a strike, 0-1. Dylan Baker, through his first couple of games as a Y'all, has struggled, just a 133 batting average, 2 RBI, as the 0-1 is swung on and lined past the glove of J.J. Cruz at second into right field for a hit. First hit of the night for this Florence team. Just the third hit of the year for Dylan Baker. This only his 7th game, so it's not like it's a crazy slump he's been on or anything. Hector Nieves stands in now with a runner on first. Decent lead for him. The pitch swung on and missed. It's 0-1. Dylan Baker got pretty aggressive with that lead over at first. No stolen bases on the year. See if they try to take off after stealing a base on Wilbanks earlier. That was last inning. The 0-1 is outside, 1-1. Nieves, batting average wise has struggled, but has popped. 7 homers. Pickoff move in, they got him. Dylan Baker picked off over at first. And that's how the first out of the inning is made by Parker Brahms. And one away now here in the third. Brings up. Because that's one way to erase a leadoff base runner. The 1-1. Swung on, popped him up. Might be playable third base side. Over to it is Pierce. It's drifting, and it gets into the seats. So 1-2 now. Two to nothing Evansville, bottom of the third. One away here in the third. 1-2 to the 9-hole hitter Nieves. Here it is. High, 2-2. So Brahms got 3 strikeouts in his first 4 hitters, but has struggled to put away batters since then. Gotten really good amount of 2-strike counts. Just hasn't been able to finish them out with K's. The pitch swung on and fouled back into the backstop. Which you don't expect him to go out there and every 2-strike count he gets in to get K's, but it feels like almost every batter he's faced. It's been 2 strikes. Especially in that second inning. Still pitching well. Here is the 2-2. Swung on, high fly ball, deep right center. Back on it, Benson Coming in now is the wind. Didn't help it at all. And that's out number 2. That one off the bat looked a lot deeper than what it ended up being. Benson eventually camped under it. Medium deep right center field, and what initially off the bat looked like it might have had a chance. Here's Tyler Shaneyfelt. The pitch. Swung on, soft number, past the diving glove of the first baseman, Brown. Cruz backs him up with a dive, but Brahms wasn't there in time to cover for the throw, and that's going to be an infield single with 2 away for Shaneyfelt. So 2 hits in the inning. Brings up Brennan Bobo. That one did run inside of Shaneyfelt, but he was able to muscle it just in the perfect spot and speedy enough to be able to get there. Now Shaneyfelt does run a lot. See if he tries to here. Gets a decent lead. The pitch. Swung on, line drive foul down the right field line. Just so you know, Shaneyfelt, 27 stolen bases this year, has only been caught 3 times, so he goes a lot. Again, after the pickoff move is not in time. After seeing what the throw that Wilbanks made in the second inning, I would not be surprised at all if Shaneyfelt goes here. Takes 1 step back, now 1 forward. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Parker Brahms. Swung on, hard line drive down the right field line. That's going to drop down for a hit and bounce up against the wall. Shaneyfelt is hustling. He's going to be held at third. The throw in from Benson gets away. Here comes the runner. Throw down home, not in time. So Tyler Shaneyfelt was initially given the stop sign, but after a wide throw from JT Benson, he eventually comes around to score an RBI double from Brendan Bobo. And it cuts the lead in half. The O's are on the board. It's 2-1. Now the tying run just 180 feet away, standing in scoring position with TJ Reeves batting. Reeves 0 for 1. Struck out in the first. First one he sees is swung on and popped up. Shallow right, twisting towards the line. No man's laying over to it. Benson makes the catch in foul territory. 4 out, number 3. So that ends the inning, but not before Florence gets on the board here in this one. They score a run on 3 hits, leave 1 on. It was a Brendan Bobo RBI double. That did the damage. We now go to the 4th. 2-1 the score here. 96.9 WYR on the Otters Digital Network.
Smile on Down Syndrome is celebrating 25 years of serving smiles to the Tri-States Down Syndrome community. Not only do we offer programming and support services, we sponsor annual events that give people with Down syndrome opportunities to be stars of the show at our World Down Syndrome Day Ice Cream Social and Talent Show, Christmas dinner, and our Smile Mile, which is a day celebrating our Down syndrome community, their families that involve the entire tri-state community, and the highlight of the year when individuals with Down syndrome really shine like a star among smiling supporters. Learn more and find your way to get involved and show your support at smileondownsyndrome.org. Smile on Down Syndrome is planning a Rockin' Extra Smile Mile celebrating 24 years of walks to support individuals rocking that extra 21st chromosome on Saturday, October 4th at the Vanderburgh County 4-H Fairgrounds. This event will rock your socks off with a vendor mall, food trucks, face painting, special guest appearances, a Rockin' Extra talent show, and more. To learn more about how to rock at the walk or how to become an event sponsor or even to make a donation, visit smileondownsyndrome.org or text 812-449-6049 for more information. This sponsored event is open to the entire tri-state community. Maintaining our independence becomes more and more vital as we age. Swerka and more can help you navigate this important journey by answering your questions and connecting you to free and unbiased community resources and support services. If you are seeking advice for yourself or a loved one, let Swerka be your first call. More information available at swerka.org or by calling 812 464 7800. Ballet Indiana is made up of local ballet professionals, dedicated parents, and community members in order to provide unique and life enriching experiences for hundreds of young dancers, while carrying out their mission to inspire a lifelong appreciation for dance for both our dancers and the Evansville community. More information on Ballet Indiana and information about their upcoming performances is available at balletindiana.org.
Back here in Florence, Sean Gamelin still on the mound here in this top of the fourth as we are about to get it going. It'll be Cohen Wilbanks, Crix Taveras, and Dennis Pierce, the three due up. Getting all the kids off the field still from the Kids Run, which is a fun promotion they do here in Schaumburg. It's very similar to the kids around the bases at Bosse, except it's in the middle of the game and they get to run from the right side of the outfield to the left side of the outfield mid-game. So we're still ushering them off the field, and then it's time for some baseball. But Cohen Wilbanks placed on a sacrifice bunt before being placed as the emergency catcher. He was tearing it up at the time. Was third on the team in batting average. Now, since being activated, is leading the team in batting average at 324. OPS of 801. So he's been getting the job done. The one thing, though, is no extra base hits. All of his hits have been singles. First pitch to him. Swung on, hard line, driving to right. That is going to bounce in front of TJ Reeves. Welcome back, Cohen Wilbanks, with another leadoff single for this Otters team. That is now the first 4 innings in which the Otters have a leadoff single. Now Crix Taveras still looking for that first hit as a professional. Was signed beginning of the Lake Erie series out of Point Park University, which during his time there as the pitch in from Gamelin. Squaring around as Taveras pops it up right back to Gamelin. Caught for out number 1. I was going to say, during Taveras' time at Point Park, they moved from an NAIA school into the NCAA ranks. Taveras, man, he looked really good with Point Park. Average up over 380. Hit some homers. Here's Dennis Pierce for his third plate appearance, second at bat. The pitch. Swung on, high fly ball into left, but not deep. Under it is Bobo. Squeezes it, 2 gone. So a leadoff single, then 2 straight pitches where Gamelin gets 2 straight outs. Now it's Ellis Schwartz. Schwartz 0 for 2. Was stolen twice of a base hit. Last time by Schoenfeld as the pitch. In there for a strike 0-1. Where Schoenfeld went full Superman style in left center field to make the catch. The 0-1 to him. Swung on, line drive into center. That's going to get down for a hit. So Ellis Schwartz with a 2-out knock here in the 4th inning. Now runners on first and second. Schwartz, again, a guy that, man, when he gets opportunities, he proves that he belongs and he can play. That one hard hit right back up the gut. Now L.J. Jones, a guy you really want up in this situation, has a chance to drive in a run and get that lead back up to 2. It's 2-1 currently, top of the fourth. Evansville in front. Already 7 hits in the game. The pitch. Swung on, popped foul and overhead. Overhead foul ball brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best and never regret it. Jones singled his last time, was caught trying to score eventually on his trip around the bases, so he got almost the entire way through. The 0-1. Swung on, fly ball into center, medium deep, playable. Shaney felt under it, catching it, out number 3. So the Otters once again threaten, but can't take advantage. 2 hits. They already have 7 in the game, but only 2 runs. They do have the lead, though, 2-1. Heading to the bottom of the fourth here on 96.9 WYIR on the Otters Digital Network.
Smile on Down Syndrome is planning a Rockin' Extra Smile Mile celebrating 24 years of walks to support individuals rocking that extra 21st chromosome on Saturday, October 4th at the Vanderburgh County 4-H Fairgrounds. This event will rock your socks off with a vendor mall, food trucks, face painting, special guest appearances, a Rockin' Extra talent show, and more. To learn more about how to rock at the walk or how to become an event sponsor or even to make a donation, visit smileondownsyndrome.org or text 812-449-6049 for more information. This sponsored event is open to the entire tri-state community. Ballet Indiana is made up of local ballet professionals, dedicated parents, and community members in order to provide unique and life-enriching experiences for hundreds of young dancers, while carrying out their mission to inspire a lifelong appreciation for dance for both our dancers and the Evansville community. More information on Ballet Indiana and information about their upcoming performances is available at balletindiana.org. Right now in Vanderburgh County, over 800 children are in the child welfare system waiting for someone to be their voice, and you could be that voice by becoming a court-appointed special advocate, a CASA volunteer. Donating just a few hours a month of your time can change a child's life forever. Vanderburgh County CASA invites you to join them. Stand up, speak out, be for the child, be a CASA. For more information, visit vandcasa.com. That's VANDCASA.com.
Bottom of the fourth, 2-1 Evansville. I'm Riley Angel here with you. Thank you so much for joining us here on this Friday night. Your Otters to a quick start, 2-1 the score. Bottom of the fourth, due up. Parker Brahms has looked good on the mound, but he faces the gauntlet here in this inning. Brocato, Zeisler, and Ballard. First pitch to Brocato is high, 1-0. Ken Brocato, 14 home runs on the season, 1,200 OPS. Righty-righty the matchup in the 1-0 pitch. Swung on, bounced foul, third base side, 1-1. Brahms, a little slower worker than what Gamelin is. That one's fouled off as well, third base side, 1-1. Excuse me, 1-2. Seven hits already for Evansville. 3 for the Yalls against Brahms. The pitch outside. It's 2-2 now. The Brahms look sharp here against the Yalls. He really needed an outing like this. The pitch swung on, fly ball into left center. Medium deep, in on it. Schwartz makes the catch. One gone. Now that really tells you how the wind is playing a factor. Off the bat, Schwartz was running towards that one and playing that one like it was going to land in the warning track. Then immediately had to rush in. That or the sun got in his eye as it's setting currently, but that was a routine fly ball. That didn't look that routine there from Schwartz. Here's Hank Zeisler, the pitch. Swung on and missed, 0-1. These two guys, back to back, Brocato and Zeisler. Man, two dangerous hitters in this lineup. Pitch. Swung on and missed, 0-2. You really notice it when you look at the numbers and you don't play these guys. You don't see these guys every day if you're us. It's so impressive the years they've been able to put together. I mean, we've seen stretches of really good baseball from a couple of Otters. Nothing like what these two have been able to put together. Now, we'll say I'll take Keenan Taylor and LJ Jones up against anybody in the league as the 0-2 pitch. High, it's 1-2. But all I'm going to say is the numbers are impressive. The 1-2 from the right-hander and Parker Brahm. Swung on, jam, pop up, third base side foul territory. Over to it is Dennis Pierce, makes the catch, twisting and turning all over the place down the line and left field. And that's two gone now. Pierce struggled a little bit over at third base, got a couple of days off in that position, playing the DH the last two games against Lake Erie. He made a couple of errors in the first day of that series, but returns over to the spot now, the hot corner. And a good play there. Now it's Michael Ballard. The pitch is in there for a strike. It's 0-1. But you knew, not as good as Dennis Pierce had been over there at third, that little slump defensively wasn't going to last long. The 0-1. Swung on, bounced to third again, but foul. 0-2 the count. Brahms has attacked the zone effectively here tonight. And when he gets himself into trouble, that's what he isn't doing well. Controlling the baseball or leaving it over the middle of the plate when he tries to work in there. The 0-2. Fouled off. Has yet to have one walk only on the day today. He just hasn't been hit very hard. He's walked 3 in each of his last 2 starts, 3 or more. And the next pitch is high, 1-2. All 3 against Schaumburg. That 10-run outburst that Schaumburg had against him. But looks sharp on the mound here in Florence. The 1-2. Outside, 2-2. You needed that. And a couple of really good pitching performances from your starters, Yohan Gonzalez against Lake Erie and then Braden Scott last night. Brahms is able to hold his form. That would be 3 nights in a row. The 2-2. Swung on, blasted left field. Pretty well struck. If it's fair, it's gone. It is foul. Now some Jinx just almost got me right there. That's for sure. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 2-1, the score. Otters in front, bottom 4. Brahms sets and fires. Up and in, having Ballard duck away from it. 3-2. Beautiful, clear night in Florence. Hopefully we get this the rest of the weekend. That would be nice. The payoff. Called strike 3 on the inner half. 4. German American Bank strikeout for Parker Brahms. And now we go to the 5th. 2-1 Evansville. Here on 96.9 WIR on the Audio Digital Network.
Right now in Vanderburgh County, over 800 children are in the child welfare system waiting for someone to be their voice, and you could be that voice by becoming a court-appointed special advocate, a CASA volunteer. Donating just a few hours a month of your time can change a child's life forever. Vanderburgh County CASA invites you to join them. Stand up, speak out, be for the child, be a CASA. For more information, visit vandcasa.com. That's VAND-CASA.com. Ballet Indiana is made up of local ballet professionals, dedicated parents, and community members in order to provide unique and life-enriching experiences for hundreds of young dancers, while carrying out their mission to inspire a lifelong appreciation for dance for both our dancers and the Evansville community. More information on Ballet Indiana and information about their upcoming performances is available at balletindiana.org. Maintaining our independence becomes more and more vital as we age. Swerka and more can help you navigate this important journey by answering your questions and connecting you to free and unbiased community resources and support services. If you are seeking advice for yourself or a loved one, let Swerka be your first call. More information available at swerka.org or by calling 812 464 7800.
Top of the fifth, it'll be Logan Brown, JT Benson, Graham Brown, the 3-2 up. We'll see if those three can hopefully get something going here again. 2-1 to score. Top of the fifth. Evansville in front by a measly run. They'd like it to be a little bit more than that, but having a lead against a divisional opponent, never a bad thing. As the first pitch into Logan Brown is in for a strike on the inner half. It's 0-1. Didn't mention it earlier in the broadcast. Washington at Lake Erie playing a pivotal series as the next one in. Drops in on the curve. It's 0-2. That one is 1-0 Washington in the sixth. Next one from Gamelin out of the full windup. Swung on and missed, strike three for Sean Gamelin. With a strikeout to lead off his fifth inning. That's his second of the night. Again, it seems like every single person the Crushers play, they just struggle to score runs. I guess that's what you get when you have the best pitching staff in the league. It's not even really that close either. Lake Erie's just so dominant on the mound. The pitch now to Benson, takes inside, 1-0. Benson is 1 for 2. Now it is tough to hit in that ballpark, but they have proven it on the road. They're pitching just as effective. The 1-0. High, 2-0. Now the home field being hard to hit at might contribute to why the offensive staff looks the way they do. They have some really good hitters on that team. Good numbers anyway. The 2-0. Low, 3-0. Maybe that plays a factor, and they scored enough to beat Evansville just this past week. The pitch is in there for a strike, 3-1. Three balls, a strike, 1 out. Swung on, line drive, base hit center field. JT Benson with a rocket off the bat up the gut. Second hit of the day for him. And now a 1-out base runner for Evansville. See if Graham Brown can do anything with him. The pitch. Brown laces one down the left field line, but well foul. Graham has reached twice, once on pitcher's interference, once on a fielder's choice. The 0-1 pitch in there. 0-2 now. And time called there by Graham. Benson, very small lead over at first. Here's the 0-2. Swung on, grounded to third. Backhanded by Nieves. Falls down, pops up, throws to first, not going to be in time. So he slipped on the turf, it looked like. So Graham Brown reaches, or call that an infield single for him. And now runners on first and second. For J.J. Cruz, once again, this is the third straight at bat where he has been batting with 2 runners on base. So whenever you give him opportunities like that, hopefully he's able to take advantage of it. There will be a meeting on the mound as Quinones goes out to the bump to talk to his pitcher in Gamelin. Gamelin into the fifth inning, second start in a row. It hasn't looked bad against Evansville. He's worked around a lot of traffic. I mean, already 9 hits in the game for this Otters team that struggled to even get on base last night and really the entire series against the Crushers. Now, some real opportunities. They have stranded 7 runners on base tonight, though, the Otters have. So at some point, they would really like to cash in, and this is a big opportunity to do it. Only one away, top of the fifth, first and second. Where the runners sit. J.J. Cruz, the batter, already an RBI single on the day. First pitch that he sees. Inside is ball one. Cohen Wilbanks stands on deck. Infield playing Cruz pull. And the pitch. Swung on and missed. Tied him up. 1-1. Cruz hit one just barely short enough down the right field corner to fly out to end the third inning. I mean, he barely missed it. Reeves all the way up against the fence to make the catch. Here's the 1-1 in. Inside, 2-1. One thing you started to notice, or at least I have, about Cruz's approach is he's a little more patient now over the past couple of weeks than what he has been throughout the entirety of the year. It's good to see from a guy like him who typically has been a free swinger. The 2-1. Down and in. 3 balls and a strike now. No one up and throwing yet for Florence in the bullpen. On first is Brown. On second is JT Vincent. The 3-1 pitch. Swung on, hard fly ball into center. Over to it is Schoenfeld, and left center makes the catch. 2 gone now. And these fly balls, it seems tonight, are not going anywhere, not traveling in the air at all. Cohen Wilbanks steps up. And the wind has fluctuated from being blowing in to blowing out, not blowing at all. And with not as much heat and humidity in the air, the ball not going to travel as far as what we've seen. Here's the first pitch to Cohen Wilbanks. Up and in. 1-0. Had a first pitch single an inning ago in the fourth. Looking for an RBI hit here. The left-hander awaits the 1-0 from Gamelin. And it's on its way now. In there for a strike, 1-1. Again, top of the fifth. 2-1 Evansville. 2 runners on base for him now. The 1-1 to Wilbanks. Called strike 3. Oh, never mind. It was strike 2. Man, Matsuda, he got me for a second. 1-2 the count. Matsuda rung him up like it was strike 3. Really fooled me, that's for sure. Here's the 1-2 pitch now. Runners take off. Down and in, ball 2, and both runners are going to advance easily. No throw either way, so now 2 runners in scoring position on the double steal. On second is Graham Brown. On third is JT Benson. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count. 2 away. Here it is. Swung on, popped foul and overhead. Overhead foul ball brought to you by Head Construction. Choose the best and never regret it. produces still stay wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 runners on base, and a 2-1 lead for the Otters. The pitch inside, so will be full. Tomorrow, a 5:40 p.m. start back home. Sunday, 12:07. Here's the payoff. Swung on hard line driving to center, but right at Shaney Felt. Camps under it, and that's out number 3. So Will Banks with a hard hit liner, but right at the wrong guy as the Otters once again strand 2. We now go to the bottom of the 5th. 2 for Evansville, 1 for Florence here on 96.9 WIR on the Otters Digital Network.
Ballet Indiana is made up of local ballet professionals, dedicated parents, and community members in order to provide unique and life enriching experiences for hundreds of young dancers, while carrying out their mission to inspire a lifelong appreciation for dance for both our dancers and the Evansville community. More information on Ballet Indiana and information about their upcoming performances is available at balletindiana.org. Right now in Vanderburgh County, over 800 children are in the child welfare system waiting for someone to be their voice, and you could be that voice by becoming a court appointed special advocate, a CASA volunteer. Donating just a few hours a month of your time can change a child's life forever. Vanderburgh County CASA invites you to join them. Stand up, speak out, be for the child, be a CASA. For more information, visit vandcasa.com. That's VANDCASA.com.
Time now for the bottom half of the 5th. A couple of defensive changes for Evansville. It's Jared Campbell out in center field now. Graham Brown goes to second. And J.J. Cruz now to shortstop. So Crick Tavares has been pulled from this ball game, and now Cruz at short, Graham Brown at second, Jared Campbell out in center field. As Michael Quinones stands to the plate. Parker Brahms has looked very good here through his first 4 innings of work. Matsuda giving those defensive changes to both benches. First pitch in is up and away. It's 1-0. Quinones so far is 0 for 1. Brahms, this just his second time through the order in the pitch. Swung on a hard hit line drive right center field. Over to it. Benson makes the catch. 1 gone. Again, that one just floating in the air a little too long. Too hard hit from Quinones. Tough luck for you, but it is an out. Dylan Baker now stands in. It's 7, 8, 9 due up. Well, I guess now just 8 and 9 against Brahms. First pitch to Baker. Swung on and missed. 0-1. Here's the 0-1. Is down and away. 1-1 now. Infield straight up, same with the outfield. Parker Brahms, I mean, it's been a while since we've seen him look this dialed in. The pitch, fouled off. 1-2. Just a guy that hasn't been able to find it. You feel like this year, and now it's been really good to begin August. The last time had a really good outing was against Lake Erie. In Lake Erie, he went 5 2/3, didn't give up an earned run, 1 run total. The 1-2, fouled off. It's staying 1-2. But before that, it was 7 runs, then 10 runs, then 7 runs again. And last time out was 7 runs. Last time we saw him have multiple outings of really good baseball was all the way back in June. The 1-2. Checked his swing. Did he go around? He did not, says Dalton Phillips. 2-2 on the up and in pitch. Here it is. Swung on, looper to second, and that is caught by Graham Brown on the jammed pop-up for out number 2. That's how you know Brahms is on. When he induces soft contact. He's gotten lucky a couple of times, but in baseball, when do you not get lucky? Hard hit contact hit right at some of his defenders, but that's why pitchers are able to be successful when pitching to contact is because you have 8 guys behind you, or 7 guys behind you, 1 guy behind the plate to do those jobs. Here's Nieves, who takes for a strike 0-1. Nieves flew out to Benson's last time. The pitch, high, 1-1. Now, thankfully for Evansville and for you fans, short road trip just this weekend here in Florence, then right back at home to face New York. The 1-1 swung on and fouled back. It's 1-2. That's the last series this year where Evansville will face an Eastern team with the Boulders coming to town. Boulders came to town a couple of years ago as well, back in 2023. And the 1-2 pitch swung on, hit in the air to right. Should be playable for JT Benson, who Cam Thunder squeezes out number 3. So that is now 7 straight sent down for Brahms. 3 up, 3 down here in the inning. We go to the 6th, 2-1 Evansville here on 96.9 WYR on the Otters Digital Network.
Right now in Vanderburgh County, over 800 children are in the child welfare system waiting for someone to be their voice, and you could be that voice by becoming a court-appointed special advocate, a CASA volunteer. Donating just a few hours a month of your time can change a child's life forever. Vanderburgh County CASA invites you to join them. Stand up, speak out, be for the child, be a CASA. For more information, visit vandcasa.com. That's VANDCASA.com. Maintaining our independence becomes more and more vital as we age. Swerka and more can help you navigate this important journey by answering your questions and connecting you to free and unbiased community resources and support services. If you are seeking advice for yourself or a loved one, let Swerka be your first call. More information available at swerka.org or by calling 812-464-7800. Right now in Vanderburgh County, over 800 children are in the child welfare system waiting for someone to be their voice, and you could be that voice by becoming a court-appointed special advocate, a CASA volunteer. Donating just a few hours a month of your time can change a child's life forever. Vanderburgh County CASA invites you to join them. Stand up, speak out, be for the child, be a CASA. For more information, visit vandcasa.com. That's VANDCASA.com. Ballet Indiana is made up of local ballet professionals, dedicated parents, and community members in order to provide unique and life-enriching experiences for hundreds of young dancers, while carrying out their mission to inspire a lifelong appreciation for dance for both our dancers and the Evansville community. More information on Ballet Indiana and information about their upcoming performances is available at balletindiana.org.
Top half of the 6th, 2-1 Evansville. Jared Campbell now bats. First pitch into him is taken for a strike on the outer half. It's 0-1. Campbell entered the game last half inning, and the defensive side of the ball, he's now playing center field, the 0-1. Swung on, popped him up behind the dish. Quinones runs out of room, and it will fall onto the concourse. It's 0-2. So Campbell to center, J.J. Cruz to short, and Graham Brown to second. Were those moves to put Campbell in the game? Crix Taveras exits. The 0-2 here to Campbell, right-handed hitter. Swung on and missed, strike three. Another strikeout for Gamewin, his third. And it flips the lineup over, and now it's Dennis Pierce and Ellis Schwartz, the two that are due up. Dennis Pierce with a hit, a walk, and blew out. First pitch into him. Catching the zone on the top shelf. 0-1. 2-1 Evansville, top of the sixth. Evansville with their 2 runs on 9 hits have not committed an error. The 0-1 pitch outside. The Yawls with 1 run on 3 hits. They have 1 error, and that was on a pass ball. Next one in. Swung on, fouled back. 1-2. Pierce, as mentioned earlier, spent the last 2 days as the designated hitter. Now back in the field over at the hot corner. Keenan Taylor getting a day off tonight. He has pretty much played in every single game this team has played, so every once in a while you need a rest day, the 1-2. Swung on and missed, strike three, so Gamewin looking really sharp here in this sixth. That is his 4th strikeout of the night, 2nd of the inning. Especially the grind of a baseball season, the emotional ups and downs, the physical ups and downs. I mean, it is just such a difficult sport mentally, physically. I mean, you play every single day in this league, 96 games. As the first pitch to Schwartz is fouled off into the first base dugout, 0-1. At the highest level, 162. A marathon for 6 months just to try and get into the playoffs and win the whole thing. The 0-1 pitch. Swung on and missed, 0-2. Boy, Gamewin really looks like he has some sharp stuff in this inning. And there, you have 6 months, then you have another whole month. Thankfully, more off days for the players in the month of October. Talk about emotional ups and downs. You go from season, the exhilaration of that, getting over, seeing the end of the finish line, and then the ups and downs of playoff baseball. I mean, it goes pitch to pitch in October. Here's the 0-2. Inside, 1-2. For this league, it's September baseball is playoff baseball. The Otters very familiar with that in their history, made it all the way to the league championship series in 2023, have won 2 in 06 and 16. The 1-2 punched on the ground through the 6.5 hole into left field. So Ellis Schwartz with his 2nd hit, 2nd single of the day. Now L.J. Jones. 06 and 16, the 2 Frontier League championships for this Otters team. 10 years apart, you know that means next year, 2026, is the year. Certainly is. L.J. Jones swings and foul tips it into the mid of Quinones on the first pitch he's offered, 0-1. Schwartz doing some dancing over at first. Time called. Schwartz this season, I mean, he is fast. We know that. He has only tried to steal once and was caught. Gamewin trying to get through 6 strong innings here. Pickoff move is not going to be in time. Pretty good pickoff move and tag there from Gamewin and Zeisler. Just not quick enough. The 0-1 pitch Runner takes off outside for a ball. Throw down from Quinones is not going to be in time. Ellis Schwartz with his first stolen base of the season, and now runner in scoring position with two away for LJ, who is 1 for 3. That's the third stolen base of the night for Evansville total as a team. Two of those came on a double steal an inning ago in the fifth from Benson and Graham Brown. Here's the 1-1. Down and away, 2-1. No one up and throwing for Florence. There is some action, more just standing around for Evansville in their bullpen. No one throwing, but there are some people on the mound. The 2-1 pitch. Swung on, blasted. Deep left field. Back on it, Bobo at the track, at the wall, makes the catch. Wow. That ball hit a brick wall in the air, and it ends the inning. We go to the bottom of the sixth. No fly ball is leaving tonight. 2-1, the score. Evansville in front here on 96.9 WIR on the Otters Digital Network.
Ballet Indiana is made up of local ballet professionals, dedicated parents, and community members in order to provide unique and life-enriching experiences for hundreds of young dancers, while carrying out their mission to inspire a lifelong appreciation for dance for both our dancers and the Evansville community. More information on Ballet Indiana and information about their upcoming performances is available at balletindiana.org. Smile on Down Syndrome is planning a Rockin' Extra Smile Mile celebrating 24 years of walks to support individuals rocking that extra 21st chromosome on Saturday, October 4th at the Vanderburgh County 4-H Fairgrounds. This event will rock your socks off with a vendor mall, food trucks, face painting, special guest appearances, a Rockin' Extra talent show, and more. To learn more about how to rock at the walk or how to become an event sponsor or even to make a donation, visit smileondownsyndrome.org or text 812-449-6049 for more information. This sponsored event is open to the entire tri-state community. Ballet Indiana is made up of local ballet professionals, dedicated parents, and community members in order to provide unique and life-enriching experiences for hundreds of young dancers, while carrying out their mission to inspire a lifelong appreciation for dance for both our dancers and the Evansville community. More information on Ballet Indiana and information about their upcoming performances is available at balletindiana.org. Right now in Vanderburgh County, over 800 children are in the child welfare system waiting for someone to be their voice, and you could be that voice by becoming a court-appointed special advocate, a CASA volunteer. Donating just a few hours a month of your time can change a child's life forever. Vanderburgh County CASA invites you to join them. Stand up, speak out, be for the child, be a CASA. For more information, visit vandcasa.com. That's VANDCASA.com.
Bottom of the sixth, Parker Brom still out there. Top of the lineup due. Cheney, Felt, Bobo, and Reeves, the 3-2 up. And I'll tell you what, the air must be extra thick tonight. I mean, ball that LJ Jones just hit off the bat at Bossy Field, no doubt about it. But here, stays in somehow to the wall and is caught for out number 3. The first pitch was Cheney Felt in there for a strike 0-1. LJ was certainly surprised when it didn't leave the yard and was caught over at first base. Threw his hands up in the air, confused look on his face. The 0-1 pitch. Squares around as Cheney Felt, but fouls it right back, 0-2. As long as the highest level that LJ played at, he knows when the ball feels like it should be out of here off the bat. There he certainly thought it. Just not in reality. Heck, I thought it was out of here. That's for sure. Score still 2-1 if you're just joining us. Bottom of the sixth, Evansville in front. Nothing into the count. The pitch. Check to swing. Called strike 3. Outer half. Another German-American Bank strikeout for Parker Brom. His 5th of the night. And there is one away here in the bottom half. Brendan Bobo stands in. Bobo is 1 for 2, an RBI double back in the third, which is the only run that the Y'alls have been able to muster. The pitch swung on and missed. Is a little behind on the fastball, but boy, he took a big hack at it. Tried to lean into that one. Brahms disagrees and now says, looks in and fires. Outside. 1-1. This obviously the first of 3 here against Florence, and man, it would just feel so good to get a series opening win on the road. They did it a couple of times. That long road trip after the All-Star break, the 1-1, swung on and missed 1-2. But this year, it has been really tough for this team when they are playing away from Boston Field. The 1-2 pitch. Fouled off. And as of late, it's been tough getting wins at Boston Field. The last win at Boston Field was against this Florence team at the end of June. Here's the 1-2. High, 2-2. We take a look, and that was all the way back on June 29th. The 2-2. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Drop third strike. Will banks the toss over in time easily. 6th German-American bank strikeout for Parker Brahms. Man, he has looked great here tonight against Florence. So yeah, June 29th. That is the last time the Otters team has won at Boston Field. And they look to get a series win here, play a hot team in New York, stunt their momentum, get some wins at home with the home season winding down. The pitch to Reeves in there, 0-1. If you have guys like Yohan Gonzalez, Braden Scott, and Parker Brahms pitching to the best of their abilities like they have been the last 3 nights, 1 pitch, down and away, 1-1. It is a tough 3 to beat when they're on their A game. Certainly saw that with Scott last night. Crusher somehow found a way to beat him. We've seen that with Yohan Gonzalez since he's become a starter. The 1-1, inside 2-1. Now, with Montilva activated off the 14-day, if he gets a start this weekend, we'll see how he looks. If Montilva, another lefty, is in the rotation and he looks good, look out. 2-1 pitch. Swung on a hard grounder, snagged on a backhand by Cruz at short. The 1-hop throw in time, out number 3. So 1, 2, 3, go Florence again. That is now 10 straight Y'alls that have been sent down by Parker Brahms. We go to the 7th. 2-1 to score. Evansville in front here on 96.9 WIR on the Otters Digital Network.
Maintaining our independence becomes more and more vital as we age. Swerka and more can help you navigate this important journey by answering your questions and connecting you to free and unbiased community resources and support services. If you are seeking advice for yourself or a loved one, let Swerka be your first call. More information available at swerka.org or by calling 812-464-7800. Ballet Indiana is made up of local ballet professionals, dedicated parents, and community members in order to provide unique and life-enriching experiences for hundreds of young dancers, while carrying out their mission to inspire a lifelong appreciation for dance for both our dancers and the Evansville community. More information on Ballet Indiana and information about their upcoming performances is available at balletindiana.org. Smile on Down Syndrome has been providing a bright hope for tomorrow to the tri-state region for 25 years, providing smiles, support, and programs for individuals with Down syndrome while raising community awareness to create a brighter world that accepts and understands people with Down syndrome. Learn more now at smileondownsyndrome.org.
So Sean Gamewin's day is over. Gamewin, he pitched really well here tonight. He went 6 strong innings, gave up 2 runs, only one of them being earned. Gave up 10 hits, struck out 4, and only walked 1. He hands the ball over to Edgar Martinez, who looks to continue the great pitching that we've seen from Florence here tonight. He'll have to face Logan Brown, JT Benson, and Graham Brown. Martinez, as the first pitch is fouled off on the fastball. It's 0-1. Martinez's last 2 appearances, he only had 2 appearances this year. That was at Washington and at Windy City. Gave up a run against Washington in an inning, and against Windy City, a scoreless outing. The 0-1 is missing inside on the cutter, 1-1. Throws a fastball, changeup, curveball, sinker, cutter. Pitch. Swung on, grounded right back to Martinez. Off his glove, now charging the second baseman Ballard. Bare hand throw over in time. Can you believe it? Another great defensive play by Florence, that time by Ballard. His second gem of the night. 1 away. And I thought there was no chance that they were going to get Brown hustling down the first base line, but boy, oh boy, did Ballard prove me wrong. It's now JT Benson. Benson is 2 for 3. A stolen base for him. A couple of singles. The pitch is low. 1-0. Sun not fully set, but dark skies overhead here in Florence. 1-0 pitch is low. 2-0. I remember, and I guess it is 9 o'clock Eastern time. I remember the first time we came up here, the days were just starting to get longer. It wasn't getting dark until 9:15. The 2-0 pitch. Swung on, popped foul, 2-1. Went to Cleveland and Lake Erie earlier this year. I mean, it didn't get dark up there till almost 9:20. Crazy what the far western side of the Eastern time zone does. And it basically gets dark at the same time it does back home. I feel like 2-1. Swung on, a hard hit, fly ball into right center. Back on it is Reeves. He makes the catch, 2 gone. So another well-struck ball by these Otters bats. That one dying in the air as it was just off the end. And now Graham Brown stands up. Top of the 7th, 2-1 Evansville. Martinez looks into Brown, begins the windup, kicks and fires. Swung on, grounded foul, third base side over the head of Andy McCauley. 0-1. Martinez, as soon as Brown steps into the box, begins the motion and delivers in the dirt. 1-1. Take another look at scores around the Frontier League. Crushers now on top of Washington in Washington, 3-2 in the 7th to 1-1. Swung on and missed, 1-2. Again, a big matchup in this division. Sussex County over Brockton 3-2. They took first place of their division over New York yesterday after their win and New York's loss. Speaking of New York, they're up 8-1 over down. The 1-2. Low, 2-2. Schaumburg and Mississippi. Boy, are they ever going to get that series in? They're tied at 3 currently, but are delayed in a rain delay. They're supposed to play a doubleheader today. Man. The 2-2. Swung on, blasted into left. Deep down the line, twisting it is fair ball. See ya, Graham Brown. A solo shot here in the 7th, 9th homer of the year. somehow stayed fair down the left field line, and Graham Brown, with his second homer this week, makes it 3-1 Evansville. A 2-run lead now. A little bit of a cushion, and that's exactly what you want. Brings up J.J. Cruz. First pitch is fouled off. Oh and 1. Swung on hard line drive foul down the right field line. It's 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 3-1 Evansville. The pitch. Called strike 3 down and in corner. So Martinez with the strikeout to end the 7th, but not before Graham Brown puts Evansville back on the board, 3-1. Evansville in front here in Florence. If you're listening on 96.9 WIR on the Otters Digital Network.
Smile on Down Syndrome has been providing a bright hope for tomorrow to the tri-state region for 25 years, providing smiles, support, and programs for individuals with Down syndrome while raising community awareness to create a brighter world that accepts and understands people with Down syndrome. Learn more now at smileondownsyndrome.org. Ballet Indiana is made up of local ballet professionals, dedicated parents, and community members in order to provide unique and life enriching experiences for hundreds of young dancers, while carrying out their mission to inspire a lifelong appreciation for dance for both our dancers and the Evansville community. More information on Ballet Indiana and information about their upcoming performances is available at balletindiana.org. Right now in Vanderburgh County, over 800 children are in the child welfare system waiting for someone to be their voice, and you could be that voice by becoming a court-appointed special advocate, a CASA volunteer. Donating just a few hours a month of your time can change a child's life forever. Vanderburgh County CASA invites you to join them. Stand up, speak out, be for the child, be a CASA. For more information, visit vandcasa.com. That's VANDCASA.com. Smile on Down Syndrome is planning a Rockin' Extra Smile Mile celebrating 24 years of walks to support individuals rocking that extra 21st chromosome on Saturday, October 4th at the Vanderburgh County 4-H Fairgrounds. This event will rock your socks off with a vendor mall, food trucks, face painting, special guest appearances, a Rockin' Extra talent show, and more. To learn more about how to rock at the walk or how to become an event sponsor or even to make a donation, visit smileondownsyndrome.org or text 812-449-6049 for more information. This sponsored event is open to the entire tri-state community.
Bottom half of the 7th, 3-1. Evansville leads the Florence Y'alls here in Florence. Evansville, their 3 runs on 11 hits, no errors. Florence, 1 run on 3 hits, 1 error. Parker Brom still on the mound for Evansville. He pitched a marvelous 6 innings where he has 6 strikeouts, has only walked 1. And again, has only allowed 3 hits, so we'll see how he does here against the middle of the order as the first pitch is grounded to third, fielded by Pierce, go to first in time, 1 gone. So quickly 1 away here in the 7th. Now Hank Zeisler. Brocato was the one that just grounded out. He's one of the 2 great hitters in this lineup. Now you got to face Zeisler for a 3rd time. That's kind of what gets you worried a little bit. The 3rd time through the order. You've heard me talk about it all year long. 3rd time through the order is always trouble, it seems. If the pitch is going to hit him on the kneecap, and Zeisler will get a free pass down to first base. It'll now be Michael Ballard to hit with runner on, and that's a rare mistake tonight for Brom. No one is throwing up in the Otters bullpen yet. There is action for Florence now starting to get loose, or some Evansville arms. Michael Ballard is 0 for 2. Is popped out and struck out. Bottom of the 7th, 3-1 Evansville. Zeisler does have a stolen base tonight. The pitch. Squaring around as Ballard places it down but foul behind the plate. 0-1. So that knows you now know what the mindset is for Florence. Scoring necessary, which down 3-1, and guys in as good as Brahm has certainly agree with it. Pickoff move not in time. This is exactly what the Parker Brahm we saw early in the year. The guy that really looks good. The pitch swung on, high fly ball deep to left. Back on it, Graham Brown. Nearing the track, nearing the wall, he leaps and it's off of his glove. Schwartz picks it up. Relay throw into Cruz. Nobody scores. Thankfully, a long one-out double for Michael Ballard there. Now runners are going to be on second and third with only one away. Boy, again, off the bat going to left. That looked like it had tie ball game written all over it. Just died. Ellis Schwartz up against the wall. Couldn't quite reach up and make the play, but a good strong relay throw in. Doesn't allow a run. Now runners on second and third. Infield drawn in, only one gone for Michael Quinones. Quinones is 0 for 2. Infield now going back. The pitch is outside, 1-0. This is the first real trouble that Braun has had since back in the third inning. After the first out was recorded here in the 7th, he was on an 11 batter streak where he had retired them consecutively. Checking his Quinones, he went around, says Brendan Boucher, count 1-1. Now there's action brewing for Evansville. Nick McAuliffe is throwing. He's had some high usage over the past week, so you would think tomorrow, if he were to come in, would most likely be unavailable. The 1-1. Swung on and missed, 1-2. Valdez, though, does have a fresh arm for these high leverage situations in case we get to the very end of this one with the lead intact. So that is good. He's pitched against Lake Erie in one game. That is it. Didn't go up to Canada with the team either. But here's the 1-2 now from Brahm. Just missing inside. It's 2-2. On second is Ballard. On third is Zeisler. 2-run ball game. Evansville 3, Florence 1 here in the 7th. The pitch. Up and away. 3-2. Now you wonder if there's a walk here, if pull him. Again, he worked so well through the first 6. Looked really good the 4th through the 6th. Got in a really nice rhythm. All of a sudden, a close ball game as Brahm steps off. Huge, huge situation here. Can't overstate it. 3 balls, 2 strikes. 2 runners on. Tying run standing at second. The pitch. Swung on, popped foul and overhead. Overhead foul ball brought to you by Hetz Construction. Choose the best and never regret it. Brahms set. Looks in to Wilbanks. Kicks, fires. Swung on, fouled into the first base dugout. Feel the tension building in the ballpark. Really good at bat here by Quinones. Long at bat brewing, you would think McAuliffe at this point is ready. Just in case. Payoff. Outside ball 4. So bases are going to be loaded. Here for Florence in the 7th, only one gone. We'll see if he's pulled. It looks like here comes Max Peterson out of the dugout. Again, Nick McAuliffe up in the bullpen. The infield is coming in. No signal yet from Max. Kneeling out between everybody. Talking to the infield. McAuliffe still warming up. And they're going to leave Parker Brahms in there. So they're sticking with their guy. Brahms will work with bases loaded. Only one away here in the 7th. McAuliffe up in the pen. I was almost certain that that was going to be the ball game for Brahms, but the coaching staff is trusting him. Nowhere to put him. Goals are all over the joint here at Thomas More Stadium. First pitch into Dylan Baker. Swung on, popped him up, foul, gets into the lower bowl seating. 0-1. Baker's 1 for 2 was picked off in the 3rd. That was just his 3rd hit of the season. That single back in the 3rd. The pitch. Swung on and missed, 0-2. Nieves on deck is a lefty. Not a lefty in the bullpen, so it wouldn't be an advantage matchup-wise to take him out after the batter if he gets through it. The 0-2. Bounce foul first base side. So Baker's battling down on the count, 0-2. Brahms set, bases loaded. The pitch. In the dirt, really good block there by Cohen Wilbanks to save that one from going to the backstop. Wow. Wilbanks had to sprawl out to the opposite batter's box to prevent that one from getting back there and scoring a run. Count 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 away. Bases loaded, 3-1 to score. Otters in front, bottom 7. The pitch. Swung on, popped him up on the infield. Under it, Dennis Pierce makes the catch on the infield fly rule. And now there's 2 outs. And it brings up Hector Nieves. Nieves has flown out twice to JT Benson tonight. First pitch he sees from Parker Brahms is swung on and popped up on the infield. Under it is Logan Brown, makes the catch. Out number 3. And somehow a Houdini act here in the 7th as he got out of the bases loaded jam. We go to the 8th. Lead still intact. 3-1 Evansville here on 96.9 WYR on the Otters Digital Network.
Smile on Down Syndrome is celebrating 25 years of serving smiles to the Tri-States Down Syndrome community. Not only do we offer programming and support services, we sponsor annual events that give people with Down syndrome opportunities to be stars of the show at our World Down Syndrome Day Ice Cream Social and Talent Show, Christmas dinner, and our Smile Mile, which is a day celebrating our Down syndrome community, their families that involve the entire tri state community, and the highlight of the year when individuals with Down syndrome really shine like a star among smiling supporters. Learn more and find your way to get involved and show your support at smileondownsyndrome.org. Maintaining our independence becomes more and more vital as we age. Swerka and more can help you navigate this important journey by answering your questions and connecting you to free and unbiased community resources and support services. If you are seeking advice for yourself or a loved one, let Swerka be your first call. More information available at swerka.org or by calling 812 464 7800. Ballet Indiana is made up of local ballet professionals, dedicated parents, and community members in order to provide unique and life enriching experiences for hundreds of young dancers, while carrying out their mission to inspire a lifelong appreciation for dance for both our dancers and the Evansville community. More information on Ballet Indiana and information about their upcoming performances is available at balletindiana.org. Smile on Down Syndrome is celebrating 25 years of serving smiles to the Tri States Down Syndrome community. Not only do we offer programming and support services, we sponsor annual events that give people with Down syndrome opportunities to be stars of the show at our World Down Syndrome Day Ice Cream Social and Talent Show, Christmas dinner, and our Smile Mile, which is a day celebrating our Down syndrome community, their families that involve the entire tri state community, and the highlight of the year when individuals with Down syndrome really shine like a star among smiling supporters. Learn more and find your way to get involved and show your support at smileondownsyndrome.org.
Will Karsten on the mound here in the top of the eighth. 3-1 Evansville in front. Cohen Wilbanks the batter. And the first pitch in from Karsten is in there for a strike, 0-1. Karsten in his last time out against Windy City, giving up 4 hits and 2 runs in an inning of work. The pitch swung on and missed, 0-2. Evansville stranded, the bases loaded in the bottom of the 7th. That was the first real chance that Florence had to put multiple runs on the board since all the way back in the 3rd inning, and Parker Braun somehow squeezed his way out without giving up anything. The 0-2 to Wilbanks, up and away, 1-2. Wilbanks is 1 for 2, a sac bunt, a fly out, and a single on the day for him. The next one in. Swung on, punched the opposite way, and drifting foul. Count stays. Evansville just 6 outs to get for their first one of August. The pitch, high, 2-2. But boy, an insurance run or 2 would feel really nice the way this season is gone. The pitch swung on, fouled off third base dugout. So hopefully they're able to squeeze a couple across that are Cohen Wilbanks, Jared Campbell, and Dennis Pierce, the 3 that are due. Count evened up, and it's on its way. Swung on and missed, strike 3. So a strikeout to start Will Karsten's night. And now it's Jared Campbell. Campbell in center field. He is just 1 for his first 6. For now, 1 for his first 7 at the plate. The pitch swung on and missed, way over top of the changeup. 0-1. Next one to Campbell. Pop foul. 0-2. So Karsten getting ahead of both Wilbanks, now Campbell, 0-2. Wilbanks was able to battle back and get the count even before he struck out. Campbell, right-handed hitter. The pitch outside, 1-2. Infield straight up. Here it is. Outside. Carson working quickly. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Another look at scores around the league. Schaumburg and Mississippi still in that rain delay. Man. Pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Carson with his second K in a row. Windy City's on a heater. They are now up 7-1 over Gateway. They've won 3 in a row. Those 3 being against the Florence team. Joliet beating New Jersey 4-2. 8-1 New York is still over top of down east. Tri-City beating Quebec 4-3. Here's the pitch in there, 0-1. Ottawa beating Trois-Rivières 7-3. Washington back in front of Lake Erie 4-3. Man, that's a barn burner. The 0-1. Low 1-1. Those two have been going back and forth all season in the standings, and now with that series being at the time it is, it's such a critical point of the year for both teams, especially Washington, who we've seen, we will see again later this month. So 1-1 pitch. Called a strike on the outer half, 1-2. They have the personnel. They have just been up and down over the month of July. They're playing good baseball right now. Lake Erie has been the hottest team in the Frontier League. The 1-2 pitch. Outside, just missing 2-2. And Lake Erie has now won 7 in a row, coming off the sweep of Evansville. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 3-1 the score. Evansville in front. The pitch to Pierce. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Will Karsten strikes out the side in the 8th to go to the bottom half. Evansville 3, Florence 1. Here on 96.9 WYR on the Audiocast Digital Network.
Maintaining our independence becomes more and more vital as we age. Swerka and more can help you navigate this important journey by answering your questions and connecting you to free and unbiased community resources and support services. If you are seeking advice for yourself or a loved one, let Swerka be your first call. More information available at swerka.org or by calling 812-464-7800. Smile on Down Syndrome is planning a Rockin' Extra Smile Mile celebrating 24 years of walks to support individuals rocking that extra 21st chromosome on Saturday, October 4th at the Vanderburgh County 4-H Fairgrounds. This event will rock your socks off with a vendor mall, food trucks, face painting, special guest appearances, a Rockin' Extra talent show, and more. To learn more about how to rock at the walk or how to become an event sponsor or even to make a donation, visit smileondownsyndrome.org or text 812-449-6049 for more information. This sponsored event is open to the entire tri-state community. Ballet Indiana is made up of local ballet professionals, dedicated parents, and community members in order to provide unique and life-enriching experiences for hundreds of young dancers, while carrying out their mission to inspire a lifelong appreciation for dance for both our dancers and the Evansville community. More information on Ballet Indiana and information about their upcoming performances is available at balletindiana.org.
Nick McAuliffe now in the pitch after Parker Brahms goes 7 super strong innings here in this one. He went 7, allowing only 4 hits, 1 run, 6 strikeouts, only 2 walks. Stranded the bases loaded in his final frame to close it out. What a final act that was. And a great outing, but he hands the ball over to Nick McAuliffe, who this year has been very good. A 3.33 ERA, a couple of saves for him. And 27 appearances, has 27 innings pitched. So he's a 1-inning guy. That's about it. Against Lake Erie, He came in for a third and stranded 2 runners. So a big spot pitcher, high leverage guy. The pitch to Shaneyfelt is low. It's 1-0. He'll face the top of this order, Shaneyfelt, Bobo, and Reeves. Here's the next one in. Just catching the up and in corner, 1-1. Shaneyfelt is 1 for 3, has struck out a couple of times. Infield straight up for him. The 1-1 inside, 2-1. Corner playing a little bit in. Pierce is having his toes on the green turf. Shaneyfelt is speedy enough where if he places down a good one, definitely get there easily. 2-1 pitch. That one finds his own, 2-2. Just feels so great to be in a position again to win a ball game. That's the 2-2. Called strike 3, down and away, corner. Throw to first on the drop, third in time. First German American Bank strikeout for Nick McAuliffe. Third time that Shaneyfelt has struck out tonight. And it brings up Brennan Bobo. Bobo 1 for 3, an RBI double all the way back in the third. That being the only run that Florence has been able to score. Again, when you're held 21 consecutive, now talking about Evansville, 21 consecutive innings scoreless as the pitch is high. It just feels like the world is collapsing at times. Being able to be down the stretch, have a chance to close out, win a ball game. That since the second you've been in the lead up. The 1-0. Swung on, fouled back, 1-1. This feels good. This feels like 1-7 got in the lead. Parker Brahms took the reins, despite the one blemish being that one run. Looked so good tonight. Even that, a small blemish and a great performance. The pitch. Swung on, jam shot, foul to the third base coaching box at 1-2. Bottom 8, 3-1 Evansville. McAuliffe trying to set up Alex Valdez for a save. The pitch. Low, 2-2. Right-hander McAuliffe agrees with Wilbanks. Big deep breath as always. Hands just above the belt. Begins the long windup and fires. Just missing inside. The appeal did not go around, says Brendan Boucher over at third. On a check swing from Bobo. And now we'll have a payoff pitch. Here it comes. Swung on a soft fly ball into right, fairly shallow. Coming in on it is Benson, makes the catch, and there's 2 gone. That brings up TJ Reeves, who is hitless today. He had a crazy game against Evansville early in the season, where he went 4 for 5, I believe. Had a grand slam. Was just unbelievable that day. He has 55 RBI for a reason. The pitch swung on, popped foul into the kids zone down the right side. 0-1. He has 9 homers, 5 ribbies, 49 walks. I mean, this 3-4-5 punch for Florence is just so fun to watch. It really is. At times, it's the 0-1. Popped up, might be playable, but never mind, it drifts into the lower bowl season. At times, makes you wonder why the record is the way it is. Look at these Evansville players as well, and some of the stats they put up. You wonder the same thing. Baseball, a weird sport, really. Here's the 0-2. Up high, 1-2. Most other sports, you could probably look at stats of the team and say what you think their record is, or at least be around the same. Be pretty close. Here's the 1-2. Check this swing. Did he go around? He did, says first base umpire Dalton Phillips. So a German American bank strikeout to end the inning, the second for Nick McAuliffe as Florence goes down 1, 2, and 3. We go to the ninth, only 3 outs for Evansville to get their first win in August, the first they hit. It's 3-1 Evansville here on 96.9 WIR on the Otters Digital Network.
Ballet Indiana is made up of local ballet professionals, dedicated parents, and community members in order to provide unique and life enriching experiences for hundreds of young dancers, while carrying out their mission to inspire a lifelong appreciation for dance for both our dancers and the Evansville community. More information on Ballet Indiana and information about their upcoming performances is available at balletindiana.org. Maintaining our independence becomes more and more vital as we age. Swerka and more can help you navigate this important journey by answering your questions and connecting you to free and unbiased community resources and support services. If you are seeking advice for yourself or a loved one, let Swerka be your first call. More information available at swerka.org or by calling 812 464 7800.
Top of the ninth, 3-1 Evansville here in Florence. The Otters looking to close out their first win of August here in Florence, Kentucky. But first, they hit Ellis Schwartz against Seth Maddox. The pitch is not in there for a strike. Misses. It's 1-0. Maddox stands in. He's only pitched in one game this year. That was an inning against Windy City where he gave up 2 runs on a hit. The pitch missing low. It's 2-0 now. Maddox pitched with Oregon here in 2025, where he had a 2.41 ERA in 21 games, 8 saves, so a high leverage guy for Oregon. The Ducks, 2-0. That one splits the plate 2-1. 16 Ks and 18 and 2/3 innings, so didn't pitch a ton, but when he did, was very effective. Next one in, down and away, 3-1. 3 balls, a strike. Nobody out. The pitch. Swung on, bounced to first, fielded by Zeisler. He's going to race Schwartz to the bag and just barely beat him. Schwartz was hustling down the line. Probably was about 3 inches away from beating Zeisler on the race to first base. But an out nonetheless. Now it's L.J. Jones. Billy Easley giving his comments. Jones, 1 for 4, hit a monster of a flyout to left last time and takes ball 1 on the inside corner, 1-0. He blasted that baseball and somehow it stayed in the yard. Bobo catching it the very, very end of the track. So 1-0. That one's down in 2-0. Alex Valdez is up and throwing for Evansville in the bullpen. Maddox fires into the zone, 2-1. Top of the ninth, 3-1 Evansville. They have 12 hits, says Evansville, here in this ball game. The pitch, called a strikeout or half, 2-2. They've had opportunities for a lot more. They've left 11 runners on base here in this ball game, so they've had opportunities to score more, get some insurance. Obviously, still 2 outs to work with here, hoping to get some insurance. As the 2-2 in from Maddox to Jones. Missing outside, and the count's full. We'll have a payoff pitch. Here it comes. Just missing down and away. And L.J. Jones with a 1-out walk here in the ninth. Bringing up the cleanup man and Logan Brown. Brown is 1 for 4. The pitch. Brown takes inside 1-0. Florence with nobody up in the bullpen, so they're going to ride with their guy. Here in this ninth inning, only one away, one runner on first. The pitch. Swung on, grounded to second, backhanded by Ballard, flipped to short, and the turn in time for the double play. So a 4-6-3 to end the ninth. We now go to the bottom half. Valdez will enter to try and close it out. Evansville 3, Florence 1 here on 96.9 WIR on the Otters Digital Network.
Maintaining our independence becomes more and more vital as we age. Swerka and More can help you navigate this important journey by answering your questions and connecting you to free and unbiased community resources and support services. If you are seeking advice for yourself or a loved one, let Swerka be your first call. More information available at swerka.org or by calling 812-464-7800. Smile on Down Syndrome is planning a Rockin' Extra Smile Mile celebrating 24 years of walks to support individuals rocking that extra 21st chromosome on Saturday, October 4th at the Vanderburgh County 4-H Fairgrounds. This event will rock your socks off with a vendor mall, food trucks, face painting, special guest appearances, a Rockin' Extra talent show, and more. To learn more about how to rock at the walk or how to become an event sponsor or even to make a donation, visit smileondownsyndrome.org or text 812-449-6049 for more information. This sponsored event is open to the entire tri-state community. Ballet Indiana is made up of local ballet professionals, dedicated parents, and community members in order to provide unique and life-enriching experiences for hundreds of young dancers, while carrying out their mission to inspire a lifelong appreciation for dance for both our dancers and the Evansville community. More information on Ballet Indiana and information about their upcoming performances is available at balletindiana.org.
Alex Valdez comes in to pitch. Valdez in to close the show here tonight. We'll see how he does. He faces Brocato, Zeisler, and Ballard. The 3-2. First pitch in there for a strike, 0-1. Valdez has assumed the closer role this year. The 0-1 in. Swung on and missed 0-2. Works so quickly. He gets the baseball and he is moving. The 0-2 bounced it. And he's just been so solid this year. The next 1-2 pitch. Swung on in a line drive, hard hit left center field. Over to it is Schwartz, makes the catch, one away. Valdez this season does have 5 saves, an ERA right at 3 in 27 appearances. He has struck out 34 batters, only walked 10. One gone here in the ninth. Now here comes Hank Zeisler. The pitch, swung on and missed. 93 miles per hour on the fastball, in on the hand. And it's 0-1. This would be the 4th straight win against this Florence team for Evansville this season. The 0-1 swung on, tapped out the plate, 0-2. Again, it was a sweep at home. Against these Florence Y'alls before that 12-game losing streak that Evansville went on, starting against Mississippi. But see what, they played some really good baseball against this Y'alls team. The baseball got a piece of Zeisler on the foul tip, but he's good and he stands back in on the left-handed side. Valdez sets. The right-hander looks into Wilbanks. Begins the delivery and fires. Just missing outside. It's 1-2. To be Valdez's 6th save of the year. Next one in. Swung on, grounded up the middle, just past the diving glove of Graham Brown into right center. So Zeisler giving the Y'alls a bit of life here in the ninth with a 1-out single. And now brings up Michael Ballard. Now on deck, if it were to get there, is a pinch hitter. It would be Henry Hunter next for Florence. Got to stay on this batter. The pitch to Ballard. Swung on, fouled back, and it's 0-1. Infield at double play depth. And the 0-1. Swung on, hard line drive deep into left field. Back on it, Schwartz, and it is out of here. And just like that, the ball game is tied. 2-run homer off the bat of Michael Ballard, and it's 3-3. All night, the ball has not traveled at all. And then all of a sudden, Michael Ballard lasers one over the left field wall, and it's all knotted up at 3 apiece. Now Henry Hunter bats for Michael Quinones. Hunter, left-handed hitter, here to face Valdez. And the pitch. Swung on, line drive into right. Pretty well struck, but it's caught by Benson. And there's now 2 away. Dylan Baker now batting. Baker is 1 for 3. The pitch. Swung on, blasted to left, but it drifts foul. Man, oh man, that had the distance. but just a long strike. Nothing in one. Next one in from Valdez is down and away. It's 1-1 now. So a quick first out in this inning and then single and a homer later. We're tied at 3. Bottom of the ninth, 2 away. The pitch is inside, 2-1. 2 balls, a strike, 2 outs. Here it is. Down low, 3 balls and a strike. On deck is Hector Nieves. The 3-1 from Valdez is outside, ball 4. Now the winning run on base for Florence. Hector Nieves comes to bat. Here comes Max Peterson out of the dugout to talk to his pitcher. No one up and throwing, so this is just going to be a visit. So Nieves, who is the batter, is 0 for 3. A couple of flyouts, a pop out for him. Valdez will work out of the stretch. He's set, looks towards first. And the pitch. Swung on and missed. 0-1. Ball briefly gets away from Wilbanks, but he's right there to recover it. Florence had a walk-off win last series against Evansville here in Florence. The Otters have really been plagued by walk-off losses this year. The 0-1. Swung on and missed, 0-2. So far this year, just in case we get there, the Otters are 3-6 in extra inning games. The pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 3. So Valdez gets a strikeout, a German American Bank strikeout to end the 9th inning, but Florence ties it. We're knotted at 3 apiece, going to extras here on 96.9 WYR and the Otters Digital Network.
Ballet Indiana is made up of local ballet professionals, dedicated parents, and community members in order to provide unique and life-enriching experiences for hundreds of young dancers, while carrying out their mission to inspire a lifelong appreciation for dance for both our dancers and the Evansville community. More information on Ballet Indiana and information about their upcoming performances is available at balletindiana.org. Right now in Vanderburgh County, over 800 children are in the child welfare system waiting for someone to be their voice, and you could be that voice by becoming a court-appointed special advocate, a CASA volunteer. Donating just a few hours a month of your time can change a child's life forever. Vanderburgh County CASA invites you to join them. Stand up, speak out, be for the child, be a CASA. For more information, visit vandcasa.com. That's VANDCASA.com. Smile on Down Syndrome is celebrating 25 years of serving smiles to the Tri-States Down Syndrome community. Not only do we offer programming and support services, we sponsor annual events that give people with Down syndrome opportunities to be stars of the show at our World Down Syndrome Day Ice Cream Social and Talent Show, Christmas dinner, and our Smile Mile, which is a day celebrating our Down syndrome community, their families that involve the entire tri state community, and the highlight of the year when individuals with Down syndrome really shine like a star among smiling supporters. Learn more and find your way to get involved and show your support at smileondownsyndrome.org.
It'll be JT Benson to lead us off here in the top of the 10th. Logan Brown is the commissioner's runner at second. Tied at 3. Still on the mound is Seth Maddox. And the pitch. Squares around a bunt up and in pitch had Benson leaning back. But this is what it's going to be. The Otters going to try to put a bunt down, get that runner over to third. Warner's playing in. The pitch, Benson squares again, places it down third base side. Really good bunt. Fielded by the third baseman, throw over to first in time for the out. Runner and Benson advances to third on the sacrifice. And now it's Graham Brown, who is 2 for 4 or 2 for 3 with a homer, a single, and now a chance to be the hero again here in Florence. There was a 10-inning win for Evansville earlier this year here at Thomas More Stadium, and this guy right here, Graham Brown, was the hero. Infield in. The pitch. Just missing inside, 1-0. No one's up in the bullpen, so you would think it's Valdez again in the 10th. The next one to Brown. Swung on, grounded to third. Gets past the backhanded glove of Nieves. Here comes the runner in Logan. He scores another clutch RBI single for Graham Brown in the 10th. And it's 4-3, Evansville in front. So just like that, they take the lead. But again, in the 10th inning now with the commissioner's runner, you want to really make that lead strong. J.J. Cruz now bats, runner on first. The pitch. Swung on, fouled back, and it's 0-1. So the sacrifice bunt works perfection. You sacrifice, then an RBI single. Cruz awaits the 0-1 pitch. Runner goes. Swung on, popped in the air to left, down the line, no man's land. Back on it, Nieves, in on it, Bobo dives, can't make the catch, and it's foul. Boy, that would have been Sports Center top 10 worthy if he made that catch. I've already seen one with Shaney Felt in left center earlier, all the way back in the second. No balls, 2 strikes, and an out. 4-3 the score, top of the 10th. Evansville looking for their 4th extra inning win this year. Their 2nd against Florence. The 0-2. Never mind, it's a pickoff throw, but Brown back there safely. Next one. Outside, 1-2. Not chasing is Cruz. Cohen Wilbanks stands on deck. Four runs on 11 hits for Evansville. 3 runs on 6 hits for Florence, top 10. The pitch. Outside, 2-2. 2 of those 3 runs for the Yawls coming in the bottom of the 9th off the bat of Michael Ballard on a line drive homer. in the left field. The 2-2. Runner takes off again. That one just outside for a ball. Throw down is in time. Oh, and Andy's going to let him hear about this one. Andy immediately protesting. Graham Brown gets caught stealing in a huge situation. Counts 3-2. And McCauley is going to walk with Brendan Boucher down to third. Boy, he is not too happy about that call. Again, tough to tell from how close it was from position up in the press box as the next pitch swung on and missed. So J.J. Cruz goes down swinging, and that's how we end the 10th inning. Evansville does have the lead. 10-3, Valdez back on the mound in the bottom half. Be right back here on 96.9 WYIR on the Otters Digital Network.
Maintaining our independence becomes more and more vital as we age. Swerka and more can help you navigate this important journey by answering your questions and connecting you to free and unbiased community resources and support services. If you are seeking advice for yourself or a loved one, let Swerka be your first call. More information available at swerka.org or by calling 812 464 7800.
Alex Valdez back here on the mound in the 10th. Hector Nieves will be the runner at second. And it's the top of the order, due up for Florence in a critical spot. Bottom of the 10th, 4-3, the Evansville lead. Corners playing in, expecting a bunt from Cheney Felton. With how speedy he is, he could beat it out. He squares around. Takes the strike. Pick off throw down from Wilbanks to second. Not in time. Just barely gets away from Cruz. Boy, that would have been a crazy play. 0-1. The count is it was called a strike. Warner still playing in. Cheney Felt. Squares. Pulls back. Takes the ball. Ball gets away, and the runner goes to third. Well, no need for a sacrifice now. It's on the wild pitch. Nieves gets into third, sliding head first. Count 1 ball, 1 strike to the top of this Florence order. The 1-1. Missing. 2-1 now. So another close game for Evansville, trying to win this one. 2-1 pitch. Swung on, popped foul. 2-2. If we were to get out of this inning and it's tied, we'll go to sudden death. Florence will choose whether they want to hit or pitch. Run will be placed on first. Then the winner will be whoever wins that inning. 2-2. Swung on, bounced right back up the middle. That's a base hit, and we're going to have a tie ball game. Tyler Cheney felt a clutch RBI single up the middle, past everybody as the infield was playing in, and it's 4-4. And now there's nobody out. A runner on first. And the big boys still do up. Brendan Bobo to bat. Still nobody up in the Evansville bullpen. Bottom of the 10th, tied at 4. Middle infield's back. Dennis Pierce playing in over at third. The pitch is low. 1 ball, no strikes. Find it interesting that there is no action up in the Evansville bullpen. Understand you want to stick with your high leverage guy, but I don't know. So 1-0 is outside. 2-0. He's given up now 3 runs, an inning of work, or 1+ inning of work, technically. And it's behind 2-0 to Bobo. Valdez with the pitch. Runner takes off. It's in there for a strike. Throw down from Will Banks is not going to be in time. So now the winning run is 180 feet away at second base, and all it takes with Cheney Feld's speed is a single, and it will likely be the ball game. 2 balls and a strike, nobody out. Bottom of the 10th, tied at 4, winning run at second, Cheney Feld. A speedy runner in Cheney Feld. The pitch to Bobo. Swung on, grounded to second. That is stopped on a dive from Brown. Throw to first is in time for the out. So a really nice play there by Graham Brown to extend this game. If it gets past him, it's over. And now it gives his team a chance. Brings up TJ Reeves. Reeves is 0 for 4. All he needs to do is put one in the air into the outfield, and that is likely what he's going to do. They're going to try and intentionally walk him. So they will. So TJ Reeves is going to be intentionally walked, likely just to set up the double play. And now they're walking Brocado. So they're going to walk the bases loaded, force it any base, and now it's Hank Zeisler. Zeisler has reached 3 times, a walk, a hit by pitch, and a single. Bases loaded again, just additionally walking the last 2 batters just to put the force at any base. Max Peterson again out to talk to his pitcher, but there's no one in the bullpen for Evansville. So just talking game plan here with against Zeisler. Zeisler on the year, 64 RBI, has drawn 50 walks. Well, 51 counting the one today. Big time hitter in a big time situation, but if you get one on the ground, you have a good chance to roll 2 and escape this 10th inning. Bases juice. Bottom of the 10th, 4-4. Valdez delivers in the first pitch. Swung on, popped foul, and out of play. 0-1. Middle infield's ready for the double play. Corners playing slightly in. Nobody holding anybody. No balls and strike, 1 out. Here it is. Swung on, line foul towards the left side. 0-2. So Valdez quickly ahead in the count. On deck is Ballard, who is the hero an inning ago. Valdez sets and looks towards second, now into Wilbank. Out of the stretch, he delivers the 0-2 pitch. Swung on and missed, strike three. Oh boy, what a big time German American Bank strikeout for Alex Valdez. And now there's two away. Bases loaded. Michael Ballard, the hitter. He's 2 for 4, 2 RBI. The 2-run homer to tie it in the ninth. And now a chance for him to win it. The pitch. Gets in the dirt and gets away. Here comes Shaney Feld, and that's the ball game. So Florence walks it off on a wild pitch. The final 5-4 in favor of Florence. Well, when we come back, we'll talk more about it on the Papa John's postgame show. You're listening on 96.9 WIR on the Otters Digital Network.
Maintaining our independence becomes more and more vital as we age. Swerka and More can help you navigate this important journey by answering your questions and connecting you to free and unbiased community resources and support services. If you are seeking advice for yourself or a loved one, let Swerka be your first call. More information available at swerka.org or by calling 812-464-7800. Ballet Indiana is made up of local ballet professionals, dedicated parents, and community members in order to provide unique and life enriching experiences for hundreds of young dancers, while carrying out their mission to inspire a lifelong appreciation for dance for both our dancers and the Evansville community. More information on Ballet Indiana and information about their upcoming performances is available at balletindiana.org.
Back into the Papa John's postgame show. Papa John's is the official sponsor of the Otters pregame and postgame shows, available every game night, 20 minutes before and 10 minutes after. Each Otters game on the Otters Digital Network, and home team network on 969 WYIR. Evansville falls by a final score of 5-4 in 10 innings. They lose in walk-off fashion, giving up 2 runs in each of the last 2 innings to lose it. It was Michael Ballard in the ninth with a 2-run homer to tie it, and then a wild pitch to end it, bringing home Shaney Felt. Evansville had a couple of good offensive days. Graham Brown had a 3-hit night, went 3 for 4 with a homer and a couple of singles. Pitching wise, I mean, it was a just great performance from Parker Brahms, who pitched 7 innings, struck out 6, walked 2, had a run, and only allowed 4 hits. Nick McAuliffe came in and pitched a good inning as well. So the pitching staff did a good job, or Parker Brahms and Nick McAuliffe did a great job here tonight. Parker Brahms was really, really the one that got it done here for Evansville tonight. Just a tough loss. They had the lead going into the ninth, and then obviously the Michael Ballard huge homer did a lot for this Florence team, rejuvenated them, and going into the 10th, after they scored that first run, it was going to be hard to keep them off the board for a second time, given that they're facing the top of their lineup and their big hitters. Almost getting out of it, and it's not quite enough. You lose it on a wild pitch. Just another tough one for Evansville. They now fall to 24-46. They have lost 7 in a row. Florence getting a big win here at home tonight. They are now 29-39. They will get a game closer of either Washington or Lake Erie. So August has begun, and another tough, brutal loss for Evansville. But as they say, there's always tomorrow, and there is tomorrow still. Baseball again tomorrow night, 5:40 p.m. back home, 6:40 p.m. Eastern time here in Florence. Should be a fun one, as both these teams always seem to put on some competitive baseball. So, with that, thank you so much for listening. I'm Riley Angel, and as always,